Yo, 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 yo. My bad, I forgot the mic. Let me make sure it's actually working. I messed up now. Yo, 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 yo. But good to see y'all. Corning, my Ichi, hi. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Good to see ya. Logan, yo. How you doing, Logan? Thanks for stopping by. Okay, it is working, thank God. Logan, good to see you. Mazzaroni cheese, dude. I wanted to be Spider-Man. There's still a chance. Dude, yeah. I'm glad you like the stream title. Yeah, being Spider-Man would be pretty sick, huh? You could like... But dude, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Simply Adele, yo, yo. My bad, yeah. I saw you in the chat already. I was like trying to fix my my like chat, like the chat right here. It wasn't working for some reason. So, yeah, that's why you saw me going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Like, please work. So yeah, Rose is good to see you. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. How's your Tuesday going? How's everybody's Tuesday going? I feel like I have conflicting audio on my headphones. No, I'm tripping. That's what's going on. Anyways, Logan, I opened VS Code for the first time on my Mac today. Excuse me. Dude, that's what's up, dude. Heck yeah. Yeah, what's funny is I was actually looking up like some NPM modules earlier. Speaking of like code stuff, I guess we're with Code Brain right now, dude. That's what's up. Yeah, I think I got everything up. That's cool. Sibley says, no worries, I'm over here washing dishes. Lol. Okay, sick. Hell yeah. Yeah, I gotta do the same. I forgot to wash dishes from this morning because I was like in such a rush. Yeah, one of the things that happened is my cat got sick. I had to take her to the vet. I was like, oh no. So because of that, I was like so locked in on like getting them to eat their medicine this morning that I was like, I forgot to wash my own dishes. But thankfully they're all good. Like nothing too bad. They just had like a UTI. I know it's like kind of gross, but yeah, that's what's going on with them. And Logan says my T-Mobile Tuesday is pretty good. Heck yeah, dude, that's what's up. Yeah, I use Mint Mobile. Speaking of, you know all the deals, Logan. Have you heard of Mint Mobile? Essentially, it's the same network as T-Mobile, but you buy your whole plan in bulk. So you buy your whole phone bill for the whole year, and you end up getting like a super ridiculous discount because of it. So yeah. But Rosa says, let me make sure. I feel like I forgot something. I mean, I guess we're here, so it can't be too bad, right? In fact, I think the music's a little quiet. Let me turn it up a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't blow anything up. Yeah, we're good right there. Leave it right there. Did I get everything? I did. Okay, I did not forget. I just got out of the gym after this. I took a shower. I literally jumped out of the shower, got dressed. I was like, press, go stream. You know what I mean? But Rosa says it's been nice. I got to relax after that blood test yesterday. Oh yeah. I have a big fear of it, especially when it's a struggle to get the blood out. I feel that. Yeah, Rosa's last time I got my blood work done, I almost fainted. And they were like, oh, they took this much. And she was like, okay, you can stand up now. And I stood up. And I looked at her and I was like, I don't feel so good. And she was like, oh, you might want to sit down. But like low-key, I don't know if this is weird to say, but I think she was flirting with me too. Like, she was like a mom. She was like, oh, your hair is so beautiful. I want my son to have hair just like you. I was like, yo, son. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was flirting with me, or she was just being like a really nice auntie, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I think she low-key was trying to do something. And then also too, because I've been working out, my veins, like, you know, they're starting to like, you can't see them, but they're starting to like pop out a little. Dude, next time I get my blood work done, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's right there. So yeah, I don't like needles. It's kind of funny too, because I used to not mind needles, but it wasn't until I started living with NetNavi, and they have like a huge fear of needles. And that's what gave me the fear, because he would just talk about it like it's the worst thing that could ever happen to you is to get a shot. And after that, I'm like, ah. But yeah, I don't know, I'm rambling. Dude, Panda Corn, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? Oh, your Tuesday's going good, dude? I'm cleaning and organizing a bunch of stuff in my room. I moved recently. Dude, same here. This is my brand new apartment as of like, it's been less than a month. So also moved. But dude, how you liking your new place, Pancorn? Is it going good for you? And Rosa says, I hope your kitty gets well soon. Yeah, I think they're already like, they're way better even just today. Because they were like walking around the house kind of like you could tell they were wincing or something. And now they're just kind of like chilling. They look like just super happy, like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm no longer in pain. So yeah, I think my cat's on the road to recovery already. And that's simply it. So, hell yeah, T-Mobile Tuesdays. Yeah, I've actually never used any of those like little discount codes T-Mobile used to give, even back when I had T-Mobile. Yeah, I've always been a T-Mobile guy, actually, funnily enough. So yeah. But Logan says, "Oh damn, I've heard of it, but not those deals." Yeah, dude, definitely look. I mean, I don't know if you're like on a family plan. If you're on a family plan, maybe it's not that great. But since I like have what's it called? Since I have my own phone plan, I have for like a minute. I've always had Mint Mobile since they started it, and I was like, oh dang. But so yeah, Maserati and Trees. I play your tracks while gaming. Hey, that's what's up, dude. Heck yeah. What was my favorite song? I don't know, because I just have like a gaming playlist. I mean, I've been outside touching grass lately and going to the gym, so I'm gaming a little bit. But back when I think my favorite song, all the Ichi Mafia stuff, honestly, Maserati and Trees. I loved like playing like PUBG and like what's the new Battlefield called? Red Sec. I was playing that a lot. Whenever when Ichi Mafia songs would come on, I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm locked in now. Let's go. So yeah, and so yeah, thank you, Mazzaroni. I'm glad to hear that. But Logan says there's one T-Mobile store right next to Metro PCS, Boost Mobile, and Cricket by my house. That's sick. Yeah, I used to have a similar situation. I used to live in like a 55th Street. Like, you ever listen to Vince Staples, where he's like, I'm from Ramona Park. I used to live in Ramona Park in Long Beach, and there's a similar situation out there, Logan. But there was a Boost Mobile, a Cricket. I don't know if there was anything else, but it was like those were the two big ones right next to my house. Maserati and Cheese said, the bloodwork lady wanted me. She wanted your baby. I don't know. She already had babies, man. I don't know if she wanted mine too. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, but she was nice though. I was like, I don't know. We've talked about it a bunch, but I'm horrible at telling when people are like trying to flirt with me. I feel like there's only one time I could ever figure it out. And I gotta shave. But there was one time I was able to figure it out where I was at like a barcade, and I was single, ready to mingle, not gonna lie. And this one girl was like, I think we were both headed to the bathroom, but she was like real close to me, like right behind me. Which I was like, that's kind of weird that she's so. So I looked behind me, like more out of safety, because I'm in downtown LA, and I just saw it was her, and she was like this like shorter girl, and I was like, damn girl, what you doing? Why you right on my ass? And she was like, because I feel like, she started flirting with me right then and there. But I kind of like half started it, because I was like, damn, like, why are you following so close behind me? And we ended up talking for the whole night, and then she never got back to me after that, even though we like talked for the whole night. I was like, okay, well, you know what I mean? Maybe she like changed her mind. But maybe she like saw some of my Instagram profile. She was like, oh hell no, this guy makes music. This guy makes future funk. Block. No, I'm kidding. That's not what happened. I'm sorry. I'm fucking being stupid. But let me actually lock in and talk to you. I don't know. Got out of the shower. Anyways. Rosa says relatable with getting blood work. I'm bruised, so it's not helping my fear. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I hate how when you poke it too, it's like I'm sorry, Rosa. Let me stop. But yeah. And Pancorn said it's been about a month for their move. It's been pretty good so far. I'm glad to hear, dude. Yeah, for me, I've been loving my new place. Honestly, it's been nice to have my own space, because I've always like lived with someone. It was like only only 2 months I've ever lived alone, so it's been nice to to like try that out for a little bit. So yeah. And then but yeah, it's been really nice. And I mean, well, not live alone. I mean, I got my cats and stuff, just like my last place. But yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Logan says, bro, everyone I know is moving, bro. My grandma's sister moved, and she's lived with her roommate through 3 times of moving. She gave me a 50-inch Roku TV. That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. Yo, that shouts out to them for giving you a TV. Yeah, Roku TVs are pretty good. I like mine. They're pretty sick. And then, but yeah, I don't know why everyone's moving. I mean, it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's that time of year. Everyone needs to change of pace every once in a while. If I had to guess. But Rosa says, I used to keep up with T-Mobile Tuesdays deals, but it's changed too much. It's still good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember like trying to get into them, Roses, back when I had T-Mobile, like when I had T-Mobile proper back in the day. But to your point, yeah, it's always kind of random what they have. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, get a Pizza Hut, and then just like the next day, it's like just something completely different. Like, oh, now get like a free massage. It's like, what? So yeah, I don't blame you. But Simply Deo says, But okay, but it's still good. Okay, sick roses. But yeah, somebody else. Let me answer your actual question. Sorry, has Mint genuinely been good for you? My girlfriend might need a new service soon. I looked into it before, but I don't know how good it is. Honestly, Simplideo, it's been my favorite out of all of them. But I'm like a T-Mobile guy because, okay, so we have to. I'm sorry if I miss your message, chat, because I'm about to go in right now. Just feel free to repost it again. But yeah. So I've been on Simplideo. I've been on Mint Mobile since, geez, over a decade now. I mean, look up when they started. I might be lying, but like I was like one of the OG people that joined it, and I haven't switched since. It's been amazing. I've even had multiple lines at once. But I've always liked T-Mobile. Just the way I live my life, T-Mobile's always been better. And I think T-Mobile, if I'm not mistaken, prioritizes data more than anything. And I am a big, like, you know, I need my internet, you know what I mean? I've always been like that. So if her top priority is, if she's like watching a lot of YouTube on the go or something, then like Mint's great. But when it comes to like, you know, sometimes there are dead spots with Mint Mobile where it's sometimes I'm like, dang, I need to text this person. And like, why is it dead right here? But if you live in like a city, like T-Mobile's like all over. So yeah, I would say that. But I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. I'd say worst case scenario, dude, get the 3-month plan, because they'll do like a 3-month plan where you can get like 15, you know, I think it's like $100. Well, it's less than that. I think it's like $60 for the 3-month plan. Try it out. And if you like it, you get the whole year of like unlimited everything. And then, yeah. And like worst case scenario, you're out like, you know what I mean, $60 on like a SIM card. But like, yeah. So yeah, simply 5 out of 5. It's been my favorite. I've never switched since. I've tried like Visible. I've tried so many different like MVMO, I think they're called. But Mint Mobile is by far my favorite out of all of them I tried. For price and quality. So yeah. Not sponsored unless Mint Mobile wants to sponsor me, which would be kind of sick because then I could be co-sponsors with Ryan Reynolds. Be chilling with Deadpool, dude. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, for real, not sponsored. I've been a customer for a long time. But Logan says Cricket is so buns. They have iPhone 16es for $45. Hey, that's wild. That's actually a little wild. But yeah, I've had friends on what's it called, Cricket as well, and they said it was okay. But Simply Dust has got to log in for the free Slurpee for the month for T-Mobile Tuesdays. Yeah, dude, that's what's up. Yeah, free Slurpees. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what's up. So I want to do this one, then I want to do this one, then I'll do these two. Okay, I'm all organized. And then Logan says that's just sad for the flirting story. Pancorn also is in the same boat as me. It's hard to tell when people are flirting. Logan's. I feel like no one's good at it. You know what I mean? I feel like 1 out of every like 100 people can tell. You know what I mean? And like sometimes people like will think like, oh, I looked at you know her twice, so that means I flirted, right? It's like, no, dude, no. No, that is not what that means. So yeah, Pancorn, I feel you. But people be saying anything. Maserati treats typical flirting in LA. True. Logan, that story about flirting thing hurts my brain, bro. 3rd degree cringe. Yeah. But I mean, it was fine though. She was super cool. I mean, I like talking to her. You know what I mean? Like we follow each other on Instagram for a hot second. So yeah. But keeping it real though, I mean, I don't want to like out all of her information, but we followed each other on Instagram, and I remember that I was already like, I don't know if this would work though, because her like profile was like going to the gym and like drinking heavily at parties, and I was like, that's not who I am, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like to party, obviously, but it's like I don't really drink that much. And at the time I was gonna go to the gym, so I was like, you know, probably wasn't meant to be to begin with, so I wasn't like too hurt when it didn't work out. So I was like, yeah, you probably, you know what I mean? Even though we're both cool, like I don't think it would have, our lifestyles are kind of different, you know what I mean? So it's fine. But Pancorn said, my mom got remarried, so we moved in with the new parts of my family now. Last time we moved, it was the middle of summer, so I'm glad that it's not nearly as hot this time around. The weather here during that time is rough. I feel you on that. Yeah, I moved at the perfect time because it's just now starting to get hot here in Phoenix. Like right now, honestly, I'm starting to sweat. I got the fan on down here and my AC set to 69. Not to be weird, like it's just genuinely, because it gets hot in this room, so I need to be colder to, you know, just because of the vents and stuff. Not trying to be weird, but yeah. I'm trying to say. I guess it's not weird, it's more funny, but yeah. And but yeah, you know what I'm saying. I feel you on the Pancorn. And Skyer, dude, good to see you. How you doing, Skyer? How's your Tuesday? To the day right now, there's free Little Caesars on T-Mobile Thursdays. Hey, free Slurpee options as a treat. Free Little Caesars. I've been wanting some pizza for a while. Sick. Hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, could you do both? Could you get the free Slurpee and then also get the pizza? That's a combo, dude. It's not the most healthy, but I mean, that's kind of lit. That sounds like a pretty good dinner, I'm not gonna lie. And Simulado says, I'll let her know about Mint Mobile, at least do the trial. Yeah, exactly. At least do the trial, because we're talking about saving a lot of money, dude. Like, for real, it's at least worth trying, even if it's on like a second phone, you know what I mean? Just to like, if you have like an old Android, just like keep it with you and just be like, oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Because you could save a lot of money. Because like, I guess keeping it real, I think my phone bill for the whole year, unlimited everything, is $300 a year. So it averages out to about like $25 a month. But like unlimited everything, like some unlimited everything plans are $100 a month. So it's like you're talking about saving a shit ton of money, you know what I mean? So it's worth trying if it works. And even then, I think it's good quality. I'm not even trying to like be like, oh, for the price. Like I think I've had signal and faster speeds and some of my friends on Verizon and all that. So I don't know, man. I think it's like for me, it's a no-brainer, dude. You gotta try it. Because think about what you could buy for like, I don't know, $50 a month extra. Dude, you could have 1.5 Arizonas every day for the price you're paying on your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. You could have 1.5 Arizona iced teas every single day for a whole month by just switching your phone plan. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So yeah, that's like one used Switch game every month. That's one used AAA game. That's like one vinyl a month, dude, that they're just throwing away. You know, I don't know. That's how I measure things in my brain. But anyways, Logan says, I use 67 gigabytes of data in the past 6 or 7 days. And yeah, the T-Mobile network is so good. I've never went on the full bars on the 5G. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you live in like a bigger city, T-Mobile's great. But I've noticed that as soon as you start going outside the city, like T-Mobile doesn't do great for like, I think it's called like low bands, where it's just like, I just need to send text messages and calls. It does worse there. But you're in this, like they really focus on like LA and cities like that. It's where it's like your signal's like crazy good. So yeah. But I found it, but yeah. I don't know, it depends on like, where you live. Because I know some people out here are kind of like or I guess who hang out with us here live in like more the middle of nowhere. So I don't know what it would be like if you were like, I don't know, in like Wisconsin on like a corn farm or something, or Nebraska on a corn farm, you know what I mean? So yeah, so I can't attest to that. But I could, if you live in a city, dude, I'm telling you, it's bonkers. And somebody else says, I can't look, but I think the T-Mobile Tuesdays cheese puffs, if you buy a pizza, that's pretty sick. Heck yeah. And, speaking of cheese, yo, Parm Cheese Wheel, good to see ya. Groovy Lore, yeah, dude. How's your Tuesday, dude? How you been? Roses says, whoa. Oh yeah, thanks for watching so much, Roses. That's cool you got the streak. Hell yeah, thank you. And a Simply Day with a 69-degree temperature with the rock eyebrow. Yeah, you definitely can. Heck yeah. In this economy, anything free is a win. That's what I'm saying, Parm Cheese Will. That is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm always trying to figure that out. I feel like there's a lot more things I could figure out how to like get done for free. Like I wish I could figure out how to like recycle some of like the boxes and stuff I'm getting into like, I wonder if that's a thing. Rather than buying bubble wrap, I wonder if there was like a used box like shredder that I could just stuff, you know what I mean, as like padding for the CDs and stuff. Because I remember once someone got Must Save Zero, and it was funny because I stuffed it with like cardboard to keep it safe. And they were kind of like, I don't know why they gave me all this cardboard. And they thought about it for a little bit in the video, in the unboxing video, and they were like, you know what? Reduce, reuse, recycle. I like that. I was like, hey. So yeah. Because like we don't need more plastic being made. You know what I mean? I don't know. Logan says, one vinyl a month. I may switch. I don't even pay for my line. My grandma does. Exactly. Okay. Oh, well, if she pays for it, then yeah. And she pays in return for me helping her with permits. That's sick. But I think I skipped Rosa actually. Ken vouch it's a good deal or else my family would have switched already. Sick. Heck yeah. Thank you, Roses. And Parm Cheese Will. Man, LA misses you, broski. Oh, thank you, dude. Yeah, I mean, I miss it too. What's it called? I was thinking about, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about LA the other day. There's something out there. I don't know, the biggest, I mean, I know, I miss everyone out there, Parm Cheese Will. be honest, dude, the thing that like every day, not every day, but like every other day I wake up and I'm like, damn, you know what I miss about LA? My hot pot place I used to eat at, dude. That place was so good. Of course, it's like people number one, and then it's my favorite hot pot place. You know what I mean? So yeah. And like, even though these days I probably couldn't afford it like as much as I used to, but dude, it was so, because it was like a hot pot place. It was open like 3 a.m, and it was like, I think it was like $20 all you can eat. You know what I mean? It was like, or it was 25, I think, all you can eat, but it was like ridiculous. So like, I pretty much just wouldn't eat food that day, and then I would just go there with all the homies, and it was great. Yeah, I mean, it was great. So yeah. So yeah, I like literally wouldn't eat food, or I would like eat, like I would just snack throughout the day. You know what I mean? And then I would just make that my one meal that day. It was awesome. But yeah, I gotta write a note to Jacob real quick. Don't even know what I gotta write. You love. And after I write this, I'm gonna go ahead and show off Jermaine, so we can get the Jermaine update. Yeah, for all like the bigger vinyl orders, I like to like write the note. I mean, like Simply Did, I know you mentioned that you were like, oh man, like this shit's cool. But I feel like I like people who are like, you know what? Because I figure the people who do the bigger vinyl orders probably have been listening for a long time, and just they were like, you know what? I got money this month. Let me support my dog. You know what I mean? So I like to at least be like, hey man. Because I feel like the bigger order people tend to like, they buy it once. Like I did, you know, they're more like, I did my part to help. So I like try to like make that one time more special, if that makes sense. Anyways, Jermaine's doing good. I almost dropped him right now. Yeah, I want to put a bunch of stickers on Jermaine. But yeah, you know, same as last time, same as Sunday. But I can put Jermaine on the counter now. Oh, I think you can see it. You can. This little baby one right here. I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's been growing. Like Jermaine, for some reason, was like, I guess I'll shake it right here. Jermaine's been growing this for some reason. So yeah. And I'm like, dude, Jermaine, you're like kind of already going crazy with all the leaves. Like, why do you need more, bro? So yeah. All right, let me kiss back up to chat. What am I saying? Logan says win-win with helping their grandma with the phone bill. Yep. I used to have a similar thing. I think my aunt paid my phone bill, and I watched my cousin after school or something. Me and my aunt had to, yeah. But real quick, I just saw Pancorn said to eat the sun. Yeah, dude. Well, not even the sun, dude. I got my grow light. I got the artificial light. The Skyer says most mobile providers suck once you leave city limits. But I mean, you are right, Pan. I'm sorry to stop halfway, Skyer, but you are right, Pancorn. But it's just, I don't know, it's just funny to me that like it's like laboratory light. But yeah, Skyer. Yeah, so most mobile providers suck unless you leave city limits, especially if you're out of the country. At least the big name ones. Yeah, Skyer. That's why I'm kind of like, because I know once you don't live in like a major city, like as soon as you get like, you know, a mile out, then it's kind of like, duh? You know what I mean? And then it's like you have to start, you know, be real particular about your mobile provider. So yeah, so that's why I was kind of like with Asterisk, because I don't know where like Simply Deo's partner's at, but yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know if they're more in like the middle of nowhere, but yeah, some people are. I mean, so yeah. Anyways, so I agree, Skyer. But Logan says, I think this was the video called Buying Music that doesn't exist. I didn't watch it because you have like 120 videos on my YouTube Watch Later. Yeah, I feel I do also have that YouTube Watch Later. What's scary though, sometimes I get through it all. And I'm like, yo, I watched all the YouTube. And then it's like, it's kind of, whenever I get to my YouTube Watch Later, it's kind of bad because then I'm like fiending. I'm like, someone please make a good video. Please. You know what I mean? I'm like, somebody, please. Then I start watching like just, that's how I end up down these rabbit holes and like start getting into these new topics where it's like, I ran out of YouTube videos to watch. What should I watch? I don't know. How about we learn about esoteric religions, because there's nothing else to watch. And then I actually genuinely get into it and I'm like, oh shit, well, now I'm that kind of guy that watches esoteric philosophical YouTube videos. But Parm Cheeseville says, bro, the hot pot. Yeah, it's a place called don't know if we ever went together, but it's called Piche On. It's in the City of Industry. I mentioned it on the stream a couple times. But yeah, dude. That place is so good. And like, what's it called? It's not like, I don't know if y'all have heard of Haidi Lao. Haidi Lao is like this like Chinese hot pot chain that's coming to the US. But it's like a chain as if like in Chili's is a chain, you know what I mean? Like imagine if Chili's was like one of the fanciest like American restaurants of all time, but they happen to be a chain. That's what Haidi Lao is if you're coming to the US. And yeah, it's like you're spending at least $100 for you and just one other person, like $50, because you buy everything individually. I mean, like this, but it is, I'm not gonna lie, the fanciest meal I've ever had. Like, it's pretty fancy. Like I've had, maybe I can count on my hand how many places I've been to that are like fancier or as fancy. So yeah, I don't know. But what I like Peachy Line is that it's cheaper, and the meat quality is good. The employees are pretty sick. And it's more like meant for like you to like pull up at 2 a.m. after the club and eat hot pot, which is kind of like, that's so random that exists. So I'm so happy they do. But Rosa says, yay for Jermaine. Yeah, Jermaine's doing great. And Logan says, Ushford Online's website has responsive scaling, modded the DPI. This is the first website I've seen it. Props to start charge list 4,224. Yeah, I just used the default Shopify theme. Because another thing, Logan, is that like, people be selling these themes and stuff and not even making them like super responsive, whereas I know the default one's always going to be like the most everything, because it's default, so like people have to use that one. I don't know, it's like what I'm trying to say. But Silly Dale says, goodness gracious, yeah dude, yeah, Jermaine's becoming a whole force all by himself. And Zaku says, tuning in to find out what Groovy super appreciates this time. You want to know what I super appreciate this time, Zaku? The fact that you showed up, man. Good to see you. How you doing? Over here joking around with me. But yeah. Yeah, I rewatched the VOD, dude. Zaku, that was fun. And in fact, now that you're here, Zaku, I ended up, I don't know if y'all remember, but Zaku recommended Miki Asakura, one of the Taiwanese, I don't know if it was Taiwanese, but it was one of the records they were showing off. So I ended up, like, when I rewatched the VOD, I looked it up. And yeah, the Billie Jean cover from Miki Asakura on Dancing M's, it was interesting. It was like really interesting. But yeah, it's like a dead ass, like like Billie Jean, the same beat and everything, but they like sing in like a different language, but the chorus is the same. It's pretty trippy. Japanese, okay. Yeah, so it's like a Japanese lyrics and everything, but it's Billie Jean, so it was kind of funny. I liked it. It was a little silly. It's silly to me, but I know she like was very serious about it. You know what I'm trying to say. I was just like, oh wow. And then Logan says, yeah, the only responsive custom theme I've seen on the internet, it's like $500. Yeah, exactly. How many things Oshifut could buy for $500? Probably the whole store. Well, yeah, exactly, Logan. You really could, dude. You really could buy the whole store. I'm pretty sure you could. Yeah, you could. Because like once someone did buy the whole store, and it was like about like, I think it was like $200-300. I think you could buy the whole store possibly twice for $500. Ugh. And then Zaku says Japanese, but I do have a Taiwanese version also. Sick. Hell yeah. That's sick, dude. But yeah, so I know someone joined already and was talking about the title of the stream. I want to bring that up too. Do y'all want to share what you wanted to be when you grew up when you were a kid? For me, I wanted to be a scientist. I didn't know what that meant when I was a kid, but I just remember one of my like core memories of being in the first grade and being like, draw a picture of what you want to be when you grow up. And I remember drawing like a scientist guy with like a beaker and everything. I was like, I want to be a scientist. I don't know what made me think to be a scientist. But what's cool though is I ended up becoming a computer scientist. So that's pretty lit. I got my okay, that's easy. I got my motherfucking, oh, I'm sorry, but I got my motherfucking college degree, baby. Oh, and I got a picture of I think I've shown this off before. Oh, now I'll pull it up. But it's like the ultimate future funk vaporwave picture. You can't really see, but it's like St. Pepsi, 3D Blast, me, Jameson, or I said his real name. Nano Shrine, Data Girl, Power PCME, Who else? I think Zico was in here. Who else? I said 3D Blast already. Me. There's a bunch. Pat Chennington. There's a bunch of us. But yeah. But I'm like, dude, I got a picture of St. Pepsi. But yeah, this is my college degree. I'm a computer scientist. Anyways, so after but yeah, so I ended up becoming. So I wanted to be a scientist, but then ended up, at some point being like, it'd be sick if I built video games and became a computer scientist instead. And then now I make internet jazz, anime beat type stuff. So it's kind of, life comes at you fast, dude. But yeah, what does everyone else want to be? Somebody else says, Zaku said, you want to be an artist? Oh, that's sick, dude. Well, dude, you're living the dream then, dude. You're living your childhood dream right now, dude. That's sick. And somebody else says, super young, want to be a race car driver, dude. That's so sick. Yo, somebody else, have you ever seen the Gran Turismo movie? It's actually hella good. It kind of like, people were like shitting on it, in terms of like, I don't know, I don't know why I'm cussing so much, but like people were like talking bad about like, oh, this movie sucks. But dude, I liked it a lot. It's a hella good movie, dude. I ain't gonna lie. Would recommend if you want to be a race car driver, because I don't know, it's just a like fun story too. Yeah, race car driver is pretty cool. It's on the watch list. Hell yeah, simply do. Whenever I think of race car driver, I always think of the Tony Hawk song. Jerry, want to be a race car driver? Want to drive so goddamn fast? From Primus, you know what I mean? I'm sorry, yeah. But I never knew what I wanted to do, so I went with doctor. Then an artist over my teacher inspired me. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, doctor would be pretty sick, but honestly, yeah, artist is pretty dope. And you kind of live in the dream too, Roses, because your art's pretty sick. I've seen your art. You sent it over before. Living the dream. And Pancorn says, hey, I'm only 19, not even grown yet, and I never really knew. I feel that. Sometimes it comes to you later in life, I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, I've been like, I don't know, I'm sorry to be weird, but some of people know here, I've been like, in my star math stuff. And I guess actually just both star math, but also like, I've been watching a lot of really weird, esoteric, philosophy stuff. And sometimes you don't really like, find out till like the 30, you know what I mean? Because like stuff, you're kind of because life is weird, and sometimes like stuff needs to like happen first for like you to get where you are. Like I think a good example is like I wanted to be a computer scientist. I was doing programming for so long, and then I switched to do this whole music thing. But at the same time, I wouldn't be able to do like if I wasn't like some of the stuff I have on stream requires like HTML. Like this whole thing below me right here, I coded that myself. You know what I mean? So I kind of needed to do 28 years of other things to then get to where I am now. So I wouldn't trip about it too much, Pancorn, because like, again, it might be when you're 30, everything you did up to that point was all to prepare you for the big thing you're going to do when you're 30. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah. Skyer says, I always gave a different answer to that question when I was a kid for what I want to be when I grew up. I knew no answer I would actually want to give was reasonably obtainable. Lol. I feel that, yeah. Well, I mean, that's you know what I mean? That's a little sad that like kid you was like already like life is tough. Can't have these dreams. This is real life. Yeah, I mean, I get that way though. I was kind of like that as a kid too. I feel like I became jaded, but came out the womb already like, yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Already like, dang, this is real life. But I feel it though. Do you remember any of the answers you used to give though, Skyer? Like what was one that you just like threw out there just cause? Logan says computer engineering is the new computer science. It's still niche. It kind of is, yeah. I mean a little bit. Like I feel like computer engineering kind of like, it's kind of what's it called? What am I trying to say? Hey, what am I trying to say? Yeah, computer engineering. I don't know. I saw Kareem's watching, so now I want Kareem to text me after this and be like, bro, what are you talking about? my buddy Kareem, they're like an actual engineer. Like we came up coding together. So now I'm like, oh no, Kareem's watching. I can't talk about code right now without being like, oh shit. But I'm sorry, Logan. But yeah, I think computer engineering can be. I just in a space I've never explored too much because like hardware side of things, computer engineering, it's kind of its own game, in my opinion. But it's really cool though. And then Kareem Ahmed says hi. Oh, tell Ahmed I say hi. Tell him I'm a YouTuber. Look at me, I'm on YouTube. But Roses says that's true. I wish I could meet my teacher and tell her how impactful it was. I appreciate teachers who are aware of that. Yeah, exactly, Roses. Yeah, same here. Yeah, it's always like, yeah, it's always so nice to have someone that just like makes such a huge impact on your life that what's it called? And just to be able to like tell them that like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been thankful in a spot where I've been able to like meet people that like really inspired me and had the chance to like tell them. It's always just like interesting to see them take it, but also just like it's just like, oh, that's so, you know what I mean? I don't know. I know exactly where you're coming from, Roses, because it's like, I don't know about you, but I get just so appreciative of people that like inspire me and stuff like that. So yeah. But Pancorn says, I wanted to go to college for philosophy. That didn't work out, at least not yet. Yeah, exactly, Pancorn. Not yet. Not yet. I mean, if it means it, so I'm sorry, Pancorn, to be like this, but so I'm sorry if this doesn't agree with your own views and stuff, but funnily enough, one of my favorite creators right now, like independent internet creators, is like an astrology person. And they deadass said that in high school, they were like, I know I want to be a modern day philosopher. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. And they found their path by reading a bunch of like learning how to read Greek texts, and then like bring it into the modern day through like some of the more esoteric things they used to do back in the day, like astrology. And now they make a good living doing that. Because I mean, I give them money, so yeah. You know what I mean? And like, I also run my own store. So last thing I bought from them, I was like, okay, well, I know how to like deduce how many orders I've gotten through the order number, because it just goes sequential, based on like the platforms and stuff like that. So I was like, yo, this person's had like over like 2,000 orders on just like digital products. So I'm like, they're kind of making good money, dude. So yeah, so I wouldn't knock it, man, because it totally could, you know, I'm not saying you have to do astrology, but like, yeah, I mean, look up, there's a YouTube channel called Esoterica, and they also just read classic Greek text and then like break down what was going on. They have a YouTube channel, so there's ways to actually be a philosopher in the modern day, but you just have to like, you know, add on some like modern flavor to it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I hope that's helpful or it makes sense. Because like every once in a while when I'm like, yeah, there's no way you could do that, and I'm like, actually, I know somebody, you know, I saw someone who does. It's crazy. So yeah. But Hackneko, dude, good to see you. How you doing? Bro, I follow you on GitHub. Your works on assembly script are amazing. Thank you, dude. Yeah, that's all like me in the past life, I'm not gonna lie. These days I'm more doing music stuff, but yeah, dude, doing all those works back in the day, it was so much fun. I was just so passionate about building like Weizenboy back in the day and stuff. It was such a like fun time doing that. And it was cool to be a part of like a really sick community. Eventually it all got like blown up through like open source, like open source argument stuff, not gonna lie. And just like, you know, people trying to make money off of like other people's work. But that being said, I'm not gonna lie, when I was deep in it, it was a good time. And that's really what, you know, none of it is meant to, yeah, I mean, it was fun. And I'm glad to hear you like my stuff, dude. That means a lot. Thank you, dude. I hope my code still holds up today. You know what I mean? And in fact, I think I was a better programmer back then than I am now. Not gonna lie. So yeah. But Zaku says, you're allowed to hold space for your interest on your own platform. It's not weird. You're passionate about these things. I feel it, Zaku. Well, I don't know. It's just keeping it real too. I don't know. It's just I guess keeping it real, Zaku, is just, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it 100 billion % Zaku. I just remember growing up and people being like, here's my like, you know, I guess woo-woo belief, and or not woo-woo, but like, you know, just having people around me that like would try to like shove their beliefs onto me, and it always felt uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So I try not to like turn this into like let me even though we're here just to hang out and talk about music, let me just go on like a 3-hour stream ramble about you know, me finding my own spiritual beliefs and stuff. You know what I mean? Or not even finding my own, you know what I'm trying to say. Because like, I don't know, I guess I'm already talking about it. Zaku baited me into talking about it, but in a good way. But yeah, I was grew up Christian and stuff, but I was never like go to church every Sunday kind of person. My mom was always like, let me be really independent with my own stuff, but she was always like, hey, this is like what our family does. Feel free to float in, float out whenever you feel like it. And my little brother, I talk to him about stuff like that all the time too, but he, not like astrology stuff. My brother's more like straight Bible guy. But yeah, so it's always nice to, I don't know. So that's like kind of where I'm sitting these days. Anyways, but I hope that's helpful, Pancorn. I know, and to Zaku's point, people are tuned into you because they like you as a person. I know Zaku, which I appreciate. Thank you, dude. But yeah, but yeah, I hope that's helpful, Pancorn. If you have questions, Pancorn, let me feel free to ask them. But I can give you some examples of like, well, I guess more specific examples because to Zaku's point, like be yourself. And you're right, Zaku. But Cream says, bro, you're a way better coder than me. Nah, dude. I mean, nah, because we just do different stuff. Like, I don't know, like I remember when I interviewed for Discord, dude, I think, didn't we talk about systems? What was that interview where it's like, okay, pretend Discord goes down. How do you change the DNS to do blank, 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 blank? I forgot what that type of, those types of interviews are called. Yeah, I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I think I asked you for advice on that. Or maybe I Googled a bunch, I forgot. But just the whole time I was studying for the interview, I was like, dude, these are all things I know nothing about, but Cream could like ace these questions in like a heartbeat. I just remember sitting there like, dang. So yeah. And Ahmed says I'm funny. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that Ahmed thinks I'm funny. That's so cool, dude. To Ahmed, I said thank you. But Skyr says, one I threw out in terms of like what they want to do when they grew up was something along the lines of a gun manufacturer. That'd be kind of sick. Speaking of, so I know this guy, I remember telling the principal I wanted my existence to be, and I self-quote, a problem, and he did not laugh. Hey, that's the principal's loss, dude. That's funny. No, but speaking of being a gun manufacturer, I know it's like kind of like brutal, but dude, do you and it's funny that Kareem's here because Kareem put me on to this YouTube channel where they just talk about like not ancient stuff, but like Kareem, remember the YouTube channel you sent me with the AK-47? What's it called? Since you're here, if you could type it real quick. I mean, just no pressure if you guess something to do, but so I know you said you're sick, but yeah, Skyer, pretty much I watched like a really, really good video about the development of the AK-47 and how it affected like war from like the day it was made by like, you know what I mean? And like why the AK-47 is like such an important gun in like a human history, which I'm not like that kind of guy to look into that, but Kareem and I were just like talking about YouTube channels one day, like way back in the, not that long ago, but they're like, yeah, I love this YouTube channel. I don't know if I'll find the video, Skyer, next time I you know, future me, if Kareem doesn't send it, look through my YouTube watch history to find the AK-47 video for Skyer, because it was a really good video, dude. It was like 40 minutes of them breaking down like why the AK-47 was so special and like how it like ended up turning the tides of certain wars just because of the fact that the AK-47, pretty much like the big reason why it's so special is because like what they would do is they would like to show off like the gun, they would like fire a couple shots with it, stick it in like oh, okay, yeah, Kareem, thank you, Kareem. It's called Horses, like, you know, you ride a horse, but just look up AK-47 Horses. It's a really good, if you're still into like gun stuff, Skyer, it's a really, really good video picking on the documentary. But the TLDR, the video is the guy who made it would shoot the gun, shoot like just absolutely shove it back and forth in like a washing machine of sand, and then like throw it, let it on fire and all that, and then the gun would never jam. Like it would just shoot the dirt out and then just continue shooting. And they were like, how did you do that? And then just because of that, like, you know, no matter what war they were in, like especially with Vietnam, because it's like more swampy, the guns are going through all these like mud and stuff like that. That's how the Viet Cong had such an advantage, because like their guns wouldn't jam, because they would like absolutely just like take a dump on them. They would still just go. Whereas all the other guns at the time just like maybe the gun doesn't, it has to, like you stuck it in a pile of mud. You know what I mean? Like how does that even spark if it's muddy? And it's, yeah, so it was just like, oh wow, I didn't know that was a thing you have to consider. I don't know. It's a really cool video. Anyways, look, you gotta find some WASM devs to pass your torch to. Is Lamau, no pun intended. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, Logan. I'm on top tier ramble mode today. But I was thinking about that, Logan. But the thing is, I guess for anyone else watching this, like when you write code stuff, if you give someone else access to it, they can install crypto miners in it. So that's the thing, Logan, is that if I were to try to pass it on to somebody, I'd have to like really trust them. But even then, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, because then someone could just easily really take advantage of the fact that some people already use, yeah. And I've seen videos of like someone being like, oh, like, you know, they were a part of this project for like 20 years. And then like, you know, I gave them access to the projects. They've been like since day one. And then, you know, life happens. And I guess they needed the money. So they were like, let me just install crypto miner on this. And then just like leave the project afterwards. Came up on a bunch of money and then peaced out. You know what I mean? So yeah. So that's why I never passed my WASM code to anyone, Logan. It's just sitting. But yeah, I mean, I have to go over there so I can read the chat still. My interests came from being in a rough time for a while and having a friend recommend me some readings of like philosophy stuff. I feel that. Pancorn. The dream would be to maybe do something similar to Jacob Geller or Abigail Thorne. Oh, that'd be sick, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a hey, if there's a will, there's a way, right? I feel like that's funnily enough, a philosophical way to think about it, right? Yeah. But yeah. But I don't know if that was just something you were like wanting to do as a kid, but I don't know, man. You know, again, I think things happen when they're supposed to sometimes. You know what I mean? Not when we necessarily want them to. So I'd say just, you know, let your life play out. You never know. You never know. And then Cream says systems architecture. Yeah, so when I was talking about the Discord interview that I bet Cream could have passed, that I like surprisingly passed. But all the questions they were asking me, I was like, Kareem would know the answer. Like during the interview, I was thinking to myself, if I could call Kareem, I could figure this out. So yeah, but it would ask you questions like, oh, like what if Discord goes down and then everyone has to reload Discord at the same time because the whole website went down? How would you make it so that like you don't overload one server? You know what I mean? So there was like questions like that. It was like, oh shit. So yeah. But Tiara, dude, bro, what are you doing? How's the new apartment? Good to see you, Tiara. It's good. Yeah, it's been great, dude. I like it a lot. It's just hot right now. It's starting to get hot in Arizona, so I'm like, oh. But yeah, overall, the new apartment's going really good, dude. Thanks for asking. How have you been? And dude, good luck again with the, I know I replied to you, but good luck again with that the show that you have coming up. And thanks again for the offer for the doing like a virtual one or like a virtual set. I appreciate it. But Rosa says guns are interesting when not being used on people. I agree. I remember videos of people shooting random things like a giant gummy bear. Yeah, Rosa, I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting into those videos too. I saw one on Instagram I think recently was like, you know, in like movies where they're like, oh, I want to like, you know, it's like a movie. It's like, oh, we're gonna assassinate this guy, and to like make it so the gun has a silencer, they just put a pillow over him and they shoot into the pillow. They were like, does that actually work? And actually, yeah, it does. I mean, it doesn't make it that much quieter, but like it kind of helps. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh wow. And I saw one that was like, it was like, so I like watching the ones that are like, how many of like blank things does it take to stop a gun? So it'd be like, how many Nintendo Switches does it take to stop a bullet? You know what I mean? Like stupid stuff like that. Those videos are kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, yeah. So yeah. And Logan says, I didn't even know that crypto miners worked on web. Damn, yeah, they do. Just co-sign them like Alyssa Liu, co-sign Osama. Oh, Samuelson. Gotta be honest, that's the corniest thing I've ever said in the rap. Here's my ears, no worries. Co-signing is just shouting out and actually signing, by the way. No, it's fine, yeah. But yeah, Logan, well, technically, I'm sorry to get nerdy for y'all real quick, but what they would do, Logan, I think they do work on web, but Node.js, you actually can compile like C++ and Rust code to work. So essentially it was like the build servers. So what would happen is that people would, you know, while they're running all this like continuous iteration code to test their code, it would download crypto miners, and as the test was running in the background, it would just start mining as they were trying to like essentially test their code. So not only was it their like actual computers they were writing code with on their like, you know, at their desk, it was all of their servers that test the code that were just essentially, you get into like one project you can like you can get a bunch of computers mining for you, even though it's in like little spurts here and there. You know, it adds up. And you have like, you know, hundreds of, I know, I'd say like tens of thousands of computers all trying to like build this project over and over and over. So yeah, and it's all, and then what they would do is make it run in C++, so it runs even faster. So yeah. But Pancorn says, "Oh, I'm also an AZ." Hey, that's what's up, dude. Yeah, we out here in Arizona. Is it getting hot for you too? What part? Because I know northern AZ is not that hot. But yeah, I think I don't know if it's just my apartment, but yeah, I think today was, I can't see now because it's in the past. iPhone doesn't show like what it was. Oh, the high was 85, and it definitely felt like 85. Yeah, it was 85 today, which isn't that bad. But I mean, I don't know. It's been like, you know, 70s, and it's like, okay, Pancorn can confirm with me. It's been regrettably hot lately. Or not regrettably, but it's just been hot lately. Thank you, Pancorn. Yeah, Scottsdale's sick, dude. I mean, it's not like super sick. I mean, it is sick, but yeah. Like, is the aquarium considered Scottsdale? You know what I mean? The Odyssey Aquarium, the one with the bathroom where it has like the sharks in the bathroom, like actual live sharks. Like there's like you can see into the aquarium from the bathroom. But Zaku says, saying what's up on IG2 just because. Hey, thank you, Zaku. Good to see you from IG2. Bro says, rest in peace, Switches. Yeah, I forgot if it was a Nintendo Switch. It was something silly that I was like, I'm like actually interested in figuring out how many of blank it took for them to do that. You know what I mean? Oh my god, I just literally tried to pack all the vinyl into one. I was trying to give all the vinyl to one person. Okay. Yeah, I was just being silly. Logan says, type of stuff they used to do with Java applets. Yeah, spitting. Java applet type activities. And Pancorn says, I haven't been to the aquarium in forever. Yeah, I only, you know, went when I first moved out here. I went to the Medieval Times over by there. That's where I went for my birthday, dude. I never been to Medieval Times in my life. My buddy took me for my birthday, and it was actually kind of lit, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, if I like was looking for something to do, I think I'd be down to go. I don't know if I'd go again, but it was a fun time. And the food wasn't bad, dude. Like, I mean, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. And Pancorn says, I don't know city limits very well, despite having been living here my whole life. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, it depends on the person. Because I meet some people out here in AZ and Arizona, and they're just like, dude, like, what's it called? Like, oh, I went from like Scottsdale to Biltmore to Chandler, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, they're like, oh, it's over there in Awatuki, and I'm like, I don't know, dude. You know what I mean? So yeah, but it's like that whenever you move somewhere new. Seattle's like worse for that, if I may, because in Seattle they'll be like, oh, bro, I went from Capitol Hill, like UW district, to like this, and it'll all be like 10-mile radiuses that they're all talking about, because they very much talk about the city in terms of like the neighborhoods. So they're like, you can't, you know what I mean? And if you don't know the neighborhood, they're like, oh, how do you not know that? I'm like, I just moved here a month ago, dude. They're like, so? Like, what do you mean so? So yeah, Seattle's kind of silly for that. Logan says, rip Java applets, rip minecraftforfurry.com. The days of streamlined game piracy. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, didn't they just leak I don't know if this is a thing that just happened recently, so my bad if I'm like way off, but didn't they leak the Minecraft PS3 source code or something like that recently? And now the modders got like a way super optimized version of Minecraft, like running on PC already. So now, you know what I mean? And they also like discovered like, you know what I mean? All kinds of other wild stuff because of it. I wrote check the CD for thank you goodies. Now I gotta mark this off. There we go. But Skyer says, yeah, lol, they leaked the source. Okay, I'm glad I'm right. And Logan says, it was all the legacy console source, and it had a native Windows version to test it without needing to spin up a dev kit. Oh, that's sick. That's wild. And I'm not Robert. Hey, or I'm not Robert. What's up, not Robert? How you doing? This shit is fire. Thank you, dude. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling it. Yeah, I love this song, dude. I'm so glad that everyone loves it too. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like most people are like, yo, this is the one. Because when I made it, I was like, this is my personal favorite song. Or one of my personal favorite songs on the album. And then when it like, you know, started being like the lead song for the album, I was like, hey. I was like, people enjoy beats. People enjoy space beats like I do, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was like a very validating moment, I feel like. Because I feel like a lot of people liked my Groovy Kaiju stuff more for like the, you know, the more like dancey stuff. But then when this became like the kind of one of the main songs, I was like, hey, what? I wasn't expecting it, and I was like super stoked when it happened, if that makes sense. Yeah. Man, let me check the chat out. I just want to put all these stickers in here real quick. Yeah, it's one of every. Oh wait, I almost got these two. That's what I was forgetting. I'll give him one of these. All right. Pancorn says, I've been meaning to get more involved with stuff locally. I just haven't yet because I'm bad about stuff. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, same here. I've been thinking about maybe so I mentioned on stream, like I can mention on stream every single time, but I've been thinking about getting an assistant, and I actually got it all planned out last night. So I have like a rough draft of a job description and stuff like that. I just gotta build up like all the stuff. Because that's one of my biggest fears about doing this is that I'm like, I want to be a bad boss, dude. I would hate to be a bad boss because a bad boss can really like ruin your whole year of your life. You know what I mean? Because I've had some bad bosses that I was like, dude, this sucks. Like I love this job, but my boss sucks. So I don't want to be that guy. So I'm trying to like really lock in on like, okay, how do I make sure this isn't gonna suck for this person, whoever this person's gonna be? You know what I mean? But anyways, one of the things is I want to maybe start doing some local stuff, Pancorn, because then the big part about doing what's it called? Like shows and stuff and like events, music events. I even just redid the math last night. Literally, I think I was spending about like 30-ish hours just talking to people, being like, hey, here's the details of the show. You want to add your friend to the guest list? Oh, here's the, you know what I mean? Oh, you know, day of. What time does the show start again? It's like, bro, you know what I mean? What do you mean? Like, come on, dog. You know what I mean? Zaku knows. Zaku knows exactly what I'm talking about. So essentially, if I had someone whose job was to just like coordinate people to be like, yes, you are playing the show, it's at this time. I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. You know what I mean? I like calculated. I was spending about like per show. I was spending about like 30 hours just like organizing just telling people stuff. So I might start doing local stuff. So I don't know, maybe we can go up to that, dude. But no pressure though. You know what I'm trying to say. But yeah. I was like a digression, my bad. But Logan says, if I can only play but I left Windows, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that, Logan. Yeah, there's a bunch of, every once in a while, whenever I switch distros, or like, you know, a distro, yeah, I guess operating system is what I'm trying to say. As soon as I like leave, I feel like the next day, I'm like, dang, I should have stayed. Especially for like Mac stuff, for example. Every once in a while, like have like a Mac thing happen. I'm like, dang, I should have stayed, but I don't have Mac anymore, so I can't do that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm Not Robert says, hell yeah, dude, good stuff. Hey, I'm glad to hear it, dude. Glad to hear that you're feeling me on that. I'm just being, you know, thanks for listening to my story about how that song did good. But Logan says, never ending dandy baby and Monster Tape 0 transition perfectly into each other. Hey, yeah, dude. Yeah, I try to make all my songs so they kind of like have a, you know, nice transition to one another. I feel like I've been doing the silence delay a little too much lately. Like on Barnacle Reptar, I feel like it was a little too much, but yeah. I don't know, either way, it's just a good time. Thank you, Logan. And Pancorn said, yeah, I got fired from my first job a month ago. Oh, dude, I don't know, is my condolences the right word? But either way, like, I'm sorry to hear that happen, dude. That's a bummer. And Rosa says, my brother said his boss is cartoonishly bossy. Yeah, I can already imagine. And I didn't expect it to exit accurately over how media exaggerates it for the bit, or how much exists. Yeah, how media just yeah, okay. Oh, I didn't expect it to exist accurately over how media exaggerates it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, some people for real are like literally that kind of boss, like from like a Cartoon Network show. Like it is wild. Or it's like funny too when you have a boss where it's like, you know, you'll watch like a video that's like, your boss should not be doing this, and like literally, or especially even at work, like sometimes they'll show like employee training videos, so it's like, if your boss is doing this to you, you should like say something. And it's like, oh, that happened to me yesterday. You know what I mean? And it's like nothing, you know, nothing bad. You know what I mean? Sometimes like if your boss is like venting to you about their personal problems, like they should not be doing that. Type of stuff. It's like the employee video said you should be doing that. Yeah. The employee training video you had me watch, that you told me I need to watch. You know what I mean?
Oh, my bad.
So yeah. Logan says, get a 2019 Intel Mac and dual boot it with Windows. Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, I was just giving an example. I don't really have anything I need for Mac right now, but like in the past, I don't know, like a lot of code stuff, sometimes it'd be like, you know, Mac only, or like it would be a lot easier to use on Mac compared to like Linux, for example. I remember those being situations. So yeah. Yeah, and it'll only be good until the next macOS update because Macs will be fully unsupported though. I feel that, yeah, Logan. And Pancorn said, I was gonna need to quit for the move anyways, but it still kind of sucked. Yeah, I can imagine. Because it's like a bummer. It's like, damn, dude, like really? That's how you feel? Damn, bro, that's how you feel? Oh, that's what I'm looking for the right tab. And Logan says, I mean, if you get an older Intel Mac, you go for Legacy Patcher and Bootcamp. This is a job running in person, asking for a friend. Oh, yeah, I don't even know yet, dude. Keeping it real. Because I'm still in like the planning stages, but I got like the big things. But I think it's probably gonna end up being remote. But I probably specifically am gonna want to get someone not based in the US just because of cost of living stuff. Because I don't have like a ton of money, so I'd rather get someone whose cost of living is like a lot lower, just so it's like more fair to them. If that makes sense. Okay, let me just Jacob. So yeah. Dude, it's getting hot. It was hot in the room. Oh no. Okay, I think my AC heard me and literally turned on right as I said that. Okay, now I need tape and we're good to go. And look it. Or make it like an internship and hire like teens. That sounds bad, but I don't know how to explain it. I know it should be like it. Yeah, it does sound a little bad, but I know what you mean. It's kind of comedy. But yeah, now I don't want to do an internship just because I don't know. I want like I don't know. I want to like you know, someone temporary, because I'm probably gonna, yeah. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll look into it though. Thank you, Logan. 'Cause maybe that's my own limiting belief, as they call them. Because I was gonna say that like my view of an intern, like I remember being an intern, and like you're not necessarily supposed to be having interns do like, you know, everyday important stuff. Like it's more like a learning opportunity for them than it is like I'm depending on you to do blank. You know what I mean? And I kind of need someone more than I'm like, I'm depending on you to do blank. You know what I mean? But yeah. Logan, child labor, insert gif with cat with a human thumb, Lamalia. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to take advantage of some kids. I mean, in terms of like their labor, that sounded wrong. You know what I mean? Context is important there. But yeah, what else I want to bring up? Oh yeah, have y'all ever listened to Shark Work? Have y'all ever seen him on Instagram? That's the dude. But yeah, Shark Work is I listened to their whole discography recently. But yeah, they make like aquatic drum and bass. That's what they call it. And it was pretty cool, dude. I thought it was really sick. I don't think I did this right. I didn't. Dang it. But yeah, they make aquatic drum and bass. What's my favorite song from them? Rather than just saying like, check out Shark Work. But they have like they kind of like went viral on Instagram a couple times because they make like really silly. Like they have like I think it went viral. It was like an Echo the Dolphin gif, where it was like, oh, music that makes you feel like Echo the Dolphin. It's just like a really cool gif of Echo the Dolphin. It is right here. No, it's not. It's this one. They have a song called Wavecross 2K. That one's pretty good. And another song called Fin Diesel, rather than Vin Diesel, like you know, a shark fin diesel. I thought it was pretty. All their song names are like puns. But yeah, still really sick. Aquatic drum and bass sounds fire. Yeah, dude, it was really cool. And like as soon as you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. You know what I mean? Like it just matches that exactly. Roses the hydrate. Thank you, Roses. But yeah, and I brought up Ozaku a little bit, but yeah, the new Baby Keem album is also hella good. It's called Casino. It's super, super good. I've been bumping that like nonstop, not gonna lie. Especially the song with Too Short. Why is my vinyl mailer being dumb? What am I doing? Why is it so dumb? My bad, y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to like, you know, the vinyl mailers. I think I put too much bubble wrap or something. But it's not like hurting the vinyl. It's just like, it's just not closing right. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. And is Orca Adventure DX Aquatic Future Funk though? I guess so, right? Yeah. It kind of is. Because I got the beach noises and stuff. I'd totally consider it that. Thanks for noticing that, Logan. That's cool. And Logan says, oh yeah, Casino's fire. Hey, I'm glad to hear you also like the album, dude. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I was like, oh dang. But this is super random too, but one of the few things I regret in life is right as I started doing music full-time is when, or the first time I tried to, was when Kendrick Lamar went on his Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers tour. And I really wanted to go, but I was like, dude, I gotta save money right now. I shouldn't be buying Kendrick Lamar concert tickets. You know what I mean? So I ended up not getting tickets, and then I ended up just watching like the Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime did a live show documentary thing, and as soon as I watched it, I was like, I should have gone, dude. Because Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is like my favorite Kendrick album of all time. It's so good. And anyways, from watching all the videos of like just videos from the concerts, there was one in particular where like essentially, Kendrick would bring out Baby Keem to do like the one song he has with him back then. What was it called? The song called? It's like, I don't know. The song where Baby Keem's like, I did it again, did it again, and did it again, and did it again. I don't know, anyways. Family Ties, there we go. And one of my like vocal sims for a hot second. Just some guy going in the crowd going, oh my god, it's Baby Keem! And like, they're all in the suits, they're just supposed to be like, for the artistic effect, just like straight face, just in the background you hear, Baby Keem! So yeah. It's hella funny. Logan saying, that guy who made the Joker by Dax X Swimming Pools by Kendrick mashup made one of the Casino beat, but I can't for the life of me remember the song they put the vocals onto. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure either, dude. And Logan, Family Ties, yep. Okay, cool, I'm glad I remembered. And you also remembered Eddie's Baby Keems, eh? And 444 Aldo, what's up, dude? Good to see ya. At Frog Visage, sick. Hopefully Frog is pulling up. But yeah, Baby Keem's cool, dude. All right, cool. Okay, finally we got the vinyl all packed up. That was like kind of silly to get it all going. It's mostly because I was just dumb and I folded the vinyl mailer kind of weird. But yeah, what else do I want to bring up? Bring up with y'all. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, but yeah, I take my cat to the vet. We talked about that already. Yeah, surprisingly, I don't know about y'all, but what's it called? Getting my cat into the carrier, dude, is like such an adventure. I have to like do tactics to get them in the carrier. What I had to do this time is that like I like left the cat carrier in the living room overnight, so the cats weren't like suspicious because I went to bed after I put it out, right? And then as soon as the morning came, they're like, I'm hungry. You just left the cat carrier there weirdly for some reason. And I went to go grab the food. I got the food on the like the little food making station. And I looked at my cat and she was like rubbing it like, oh, I'm about to eat food, yay. And I just like grabbed her and just put her in the carrier. She was like, why? How dare you trick me? You know what I mean? So yeah. So I usually have to like get them when they're like so hyped to eat that like they'll like actually like let me hold them. So yeah. It was kind of silly. Betrayal. Down Skyr. Betrayal. No, Halo. So yeah, so that's essentially what I did to my cat. But and also it was funny though because I have two cats. When I put one cat in the carrier, the other cat's always like, oh hell no, and they run away. But thankfully only one of my cats is sick, so once they got in the carrier, the other one like ran away. And then after that they were like, wait, why don't you take me? And the other one was like, now I'm confused. Why am I safe? What did she do? You know what I mean? So yeah, so it was an interesting day for the cats, that's for sure. Rosa says, my cat just accepts his fate, but in exchange meows loudly all the way there. Oh yeah. Yeah, my cat was like screaming in the car. For a little bit, I was like, this is about to be real bad. So yeah. I even like at some point rolled down the window because I was like, it was just so loud in the car. Because that was the first, like because I guess they were like extra freaked out because they've always traveled together. So the fact that only she was going, I think she was like extra stressed out. So she was like, oh, ah, like actually trying to scream. Oh, I turned off the printer for some reason. And then 444 says, Genesis by Grimes, you heard that? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't listen to a lot of Grimes, but like, I like some of the Grimes songs. I listen to one or two. And somebody else is screaming Bloody Mary all the way. Yeah. And it was surprising too, because usually when I take them outside, they're like, oh no, I'm outside. I have to be quiet. Hopefully no one notices me. For the first time, she was like, I don't care that I'm outside. Like, you need to let me out of this carrier. You know what I mean? So yeah. But I'm just really thankful they don't ever like, you ever see the videos of like people wearing like the cat gloves and the cat's like freaking out? You know what I mean? Thankfully my cat's like, when they let them out of the carrier at the vet, they're just kind of like, what's going on? I want to go hide somewhere, you know what I mean? But they aren't like, there's one video of the cat getting a shot and it's like, you know what I mean? She doesn't do anything like that. So yeah. Yeah, Logan, I like some of the Gaga songs. Yeah, go to reference. Yeah, dude, it's like my favorite thing to reference. It's so funny. Somebody does, anytime I hear that vocal pattern, it's activated in my mind. Yeah, dude. For real. Same here. Oh, also, do y'all use like your photos to like remember what happened in life? I've been trying to take, I already take a lot of screenshots just of who I am as a person, but now I'm like purposely trying to like take a picture every day just to have it uploaded so I can be like, oh yeah, that's the day that I did blank. You know what I mean? I guess it's photojournalism or photojournaling, I guess, right? I've been trying to like keep up with that. And like sometimes like if a friend posts a good meme, I'm screenshotting it, dude. I'm always screenshotting the homies' memes that they post on Instagram, I'm not gonna lie. And then Logan says, all right, I'm gonna make some food and hit the hay, dude. Enjoy making some food, Logan. Enjoy hitting the hay, dude. Thanks for stopping by as always. It's always good to chat, talk about code stuff, music stuff, go-to references, But yeah, dude. Always good to chat with you. And somebody else says, really just events, nothing small, really. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, I used to always just do the same thing, but I don't know, it's just been coming in handy. Because I feel like there's been times where I've been like, someone will be like, hey, blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, what did happen that day? Like, especially for like song releases, sometimes I like really want to know, like, oh yeah, I did make that song before that. Yeah, I mean, because sometimes it's like helpful. Things in perspective, but yeah. Logan says, oh yeah, I'm gonna build a home lab with an Amic server, store all my photos. I feel that. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I gotta figure out like I'm just using like cloud photo storage, but at some point I'm gonna run out and be like, oh no. You're telling me I have to delete all my memes? That's crazy. Rosa says, I've been trying to do that less because I have like over 100 pictures of locations I go to. I feel that, yeah. Yeah, I usually, again, not sponsored, but I use Google Photos. And then because of all my music stuff, I have to buy like the 50 terabyte plan to make sure I can store all like, the VODs and all that. I'm not gonna store every VOD, but I, all the clips that I'll make from the VODs and stuff like that, or from these like streams. but even just like project files from all my music stuff. So I have like every project file I've ever made, all backed up to the cloud and like this one big storage thing. But so I'll just upload my photos, and since photos are so small, it's like, I think I looked at my photos are only like 100 gigabytes, whereas like all my music stuff's like 30 terabytes. Yeah, I mean, so it's like a small dent. So I just take photos all the time. And what's nice too is that Google Photos will let you, it'll scan for what photos you already have backed up on there, and then it'll delete all the ones that, yeah. So that's pretty cool. And what else I want to bring up? Oh, what's cool too sometimes is like having homies that also make music, because sometimes, like, I don't know. One thing that's really fun, you know Frank Javsey, but yeah, Frank is gonna come visit pretty soon. I think they're out playing a show right now. I should write a message to Kirsten real quick. But one thing, when I first was starting to do music full time, like the only other person that was like kind of like free on like a Monday afternoon was Frank. So Frank was like, "Oh, you trying to like kick it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I remember Frank would just like, we would just walk around a park, get some exercise, and like they would show me like old demos they had. And it was last time I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, dude, I made a song called Bounce on It and Moan." And I'm super stoked because they posted on their story the other day, and I was like, "Yo, Bounce on It and Moan, dude! Like, you actually released it." I don't think the song actually came out, but it's just, I don't know, to me, it's like the most comedy thing, dude. And Pancorn, oh, I saw the Frank Javsey thing nearby. I screenshot it because I'm hoping to go. Hey, I mean, keeping it real, Pancorn. Yeah, Frank is staying with me to do that show, so I'm gonna be there if you want. You know what I mean? Like, pull up, me and Frank will both be there. So yeah, we gotta, I don't know, watch Frank play sax. And I don't know if Frank is playing sax. I don't know. We're gonna kick it. So yeah, should be fun. I don't even know what the thing is. I think that is a title. Yeah, Bounce on It and Moan. Yeah, or come watch Frank play sax. Either one, dude. But the thing that I mean, I hope I'm not spoiling it. And this actually isn't it. But Frank, I remember, showed me a song. It's like an R&B song that he made, and he said that it's like I forgot how it goes, but it's like some I'm like, I think it's like I'm walking with models and popping bottles of I forgot it was like some name of a champagne, but I thought it said popping bottles of Frank Javsey, and I was like, dude, that's the hardest line ever, dude. And he was like, no, it's not what it says. Like, dude, you have to redo the lyrics. So it says you're popping bottles of Frank Javsey, as if he had his own like wine collection. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm like, if you don't do it, I'm gonna steal it, bro. you better do it. Popping bottles of Groovy Kaiju. That would be, you know what I mean? I feel like that goes so hard, dude. To have your own, you know what I mean? Like just in like a song, like your own champagne, as if, I don't know. The music video, I could see the music video. You had like the whole 2000 music video in my brain. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, especially because like you know, all like the old like 2000s rap videos, they'd always, you know, they were always like doing like a product placement of different like champagnes and stuff. So to me, it's just like a reference to that era. I don't know. But yeah, I wish music videos still were like a thing. Oh, and some video feels me. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad to hear you remember those two. Like, I don't know, like for me, like the most 2000 music videos, the Thong Song music video, that's such a like, you know, thong. That's like, if you watch that music video, it's so 2000s, dude. It's so 2000s. And as Zaku says, because it's Frank, I immediately took it as a sexual innuendo. I mean, low key, it could have been. I don't know, to me, I just thought like 2000s R&B champagne, because like the song was already like an R&B song, so I was like, oh shit. So yeah. But what else did I want to bring up? Yeah, Frank was also the person that put me on a Jaleel. Jaleel, yeah. It is funny too, because I'm going to the gym now, and I don't know if y'all have heard it, but Jaleel has a song. What are Jaleel's songs? They're like not really a hyperpop artist. They kind of became an Afrobeat artist kind of randomly, but they started off as like a hyperpop artist. But it's a dude, he's just a really ripped, they're just mega ripped, and they make music. My favorite song, they have a song called Dive In. What's the best one? Jaleel, yeah. Oh man, what was it? I don't know. There's like one music video where he's just on a basketball court, just like working out, but he pitched up his voice, so it's like hella funny, but he's also just like this really intimidating buff dude. So it's just, the song is like kind of like cursed, but it's like awesome. I think the song's called July. I can't play it or else I'll get instantly copyright strike, but yeah. Yeah, I remember that was another thing that Frank put me onto while we were both hanging out. But yeah, let me get this next vinyl going. Some sugar on me. Lace. On that note too, actually, I might have to, because it's also kind of funny too, because funnily enough, super random Arizona history. 1 year, like it's a baseball thing. 1 year, I guess like the team that won the World Series, 1 year. The reason why they said they won the World Series is because they said they came to like Phoenix, Arizona, and stayed at some particular like spa out here that was like for like a sports spa or something. And they were like, oh, our baths have magical powers. And like the team like literally became like the upset winner of the World Series because of it. Like they came from like 0 to that. And the coach was like, it's because we went to that spa. So because of that, Phoenix, Arizona has become like the home of like spring training for every baseball team. So essentially when they like train before the actual baseball season, they all come to Phoenix now to train because of that 1 year where they said like, oh, you know, there's a magical spa here that'll make sure that you win the World Series or something silly. So it became like a superstition. Anyways, so because of that, I have a bunch of friends, college friends visiting. But the thing that's interesting is that they're like, oh, dude, we're gonna surprise you and visit on this day. And I was like, oh shit, I already had plans. So I had to like double dip the friends visiting in a couple weeks. But either way, I'm pretty stoked. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna be doing baseball during the day with one group of friends and then partying with Frank at his show at night. And then Frank's crashing with me, so yeah. Should be a good time. Also, did y'all see the latest like McDonald's meme of like the McDonald's CEO where he's like, I love this product. He takes a small bite and he's like, this product is so great. No wonder people buy our hamburgers. I didn't even say hamburgers, he just said product. It's like the most like corporate, like soulless. The way he holds it too is like perfect, like robot. But I know, sometimes I bring it up just because sometimes that's how I feel. You know, I'm like talking about my stuff. I'm like, Oh, Burger King did a copy too? Oh, that's comedy. Hell yeah. That's what's up. But I have to watch the Burger King ones every day. Feature me whenever you watch the VOD. Watch the Burger King copycat of the McDonald's corporate love this product video. McDonald's, that dude knows it's bad. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just funny to me because honestly, whenever I talk about my own stuff, I feel like I know for a fact I'm not the McDonald's CEO, but that's how I feel. And that's kind of why I did the whole like. I think I explained it once on stream. Just like someone who came by. But like the squeaky, I guess not squeaky, but the higher pitched version of my voice on all the skits, I'm like trying to make fun of that. You know what I mean? Of like Aaron always being like, oh, we gotta like sell Groovy Kaiju's music. He makes such good products. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. But it's like, I feel like, I don't know, the McDonald's guy, like literally that's him. That is, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just like sometimes going back, I think Rose has mentioned it earlier. Oh yeah, like the bad bosses, how sometimes it's a cartoonishly boss, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like funny that like people really like that. Like the McDonald's CEO really is that guy that's like, I love this product. You know what I mean? That's how he views the world, as product. Like genuinely, which is like hilarious. But yeah, I've never, I don't know. It's also just crazy to me because I've never like in my entire life looked at like a food item and went, I love that product. And like, it's food, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's kind of why, maybe it's like a personal, I kind of do it sometimes, I slip into it. But I'm kind of like, I don't know if you were, there's an interview with Thundercat. I kind of been feeling this way for a while, but then Thundercat said in an interview, but like, I don't like the word content. I'm not gonna lie, even though I am like a content creator, I don't like the word content because I feel like that's like, I don't know, music is art, you know what I mean? And like videos are art. You know what I mean? Like I feel like content is like a employee training video. You know what I mean? That to me is content. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? You feel me on that? So yeah, and I feel like people who like kind of see like their videos, not like, you know, I'm sure video like YouTubers don't see themselves, you know, they call themselves content creators. I'm sure they don't see their videos like the same way the McDonald's CEO sees his hamburgers. You know what I mean? So yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. Somebody says, I need Wendy's to come in and slam them both only because they're known for their presence on Twitter. Oh yeah, Wendy's would be wild if they were to throw their hat in the ring on the whole like making fun of McDonald's train. And somebody else says, yeah, content doesn't fit right. That's what I'm saying, right? And like I've had people tell me like, bro, I love your content. And I'm like, nah, I get what you're trying to say, but I don't know. Sometimes I'll say it just for like the shorthand, but like at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like I'm like, nah, man. Nah. She hates Drake. Hey, good to see you. She hates Drake. How you doing, dude? It's a sick name again. But you're artist, far from content. Hey, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, dude. Heck yeah. But yeah, not that I'm trying to be like, oh, like, I'm better than content. But you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. I feel like it's like a disrespectful to your own work almost. You know what I mean? To be like, oh, I make content. I make product. You know what I mean? So yeah, and Rosa says, yeah, I've been using content less than art more. A lot of it is art, even videos of just people doing anything. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I don't know, for example, one of my YouTuber I really like is Ryan Trahan, because to me it's like he's just really good at making like wholesome videos. Like it's like they're ridiculously good at like capturing like wholesomeness in a video. You know what I mean? So to Rose's point, even though you look at it and be like, oh, this is like this is YouTube content. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, how did you, I'm like, I don't even understand like how they were able to capture something so wholesome into like a piece of anything. You know what I mean?
From Peyton.
Thank you, Peyton. If you're watching, let me know. I'll pack it right now. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like that, even though his video, if you were like show someone on the street, I feel like they're like, oh, that's content. But like to me, that's like, dude, how did they do it? Like, it's artistic how they like made it so wholesome, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't think I can make a song that's like as wholesome as a Ryan Trahan video, if that makes sense. But it's like, and it's weird too, because they made it wholesome without making it be like, hey kids, we're gonna learn our ABCs today. You know what I mean? So yeah. But Zaku says that's Art My Guy. Somebody filmed that employee training video. True, Zaku. I mean, you know what I mean. Or like, I don't know, like I guess if you want to put it another way, like I feel like AI generates content. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like AI generates content. It doesn't generate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Pan corn. I return. I had some food. Hey, that's what's up. Oh shit. That's what's up. Oh, I almost taped this up, but I forgot to get the label. What food you get, Pan corn? What you eating? What you munching on, dude? But Skyr says content is a very corpo way. Speaking about creation, at least content creator makes sense as a catch-all term for people who make very separate stuff, but still, yeah, exactly, Skyer. Exactly. That's kind of where I'm sitting with it. And to your point, like, I understand like the catch-all, because like, yeah, people be making all kinds of different stuff. But like, I don't know. Like, I liked it back when it was just creator, because I feel like creator is like a sick word, but then they had to slap content onto it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. TH, glad to be back. 100%. Don't ever talk yourself down from who you are or what you do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. Oh shit.
Order from Holland.
Thank you, Holland. If you're watching, let me know. I'll pack it right now, dude. Thanks for all the support. That's wild. And yeah, but TH definitely. Yeah, because I don't know. Because I think I've said it before too, but I feel like if I'm gonna put stuff out there, like I gotta like it first, and I feel like it's like this, because I used to like always be like, oh, maybe it's not that good or something, like, I used to be like kind of talk myself down just to like humble myself almost, or like to, but I stopped doing that because I was like, that's like really rude to the people that like really like my stuff to be like, it's not that good. It's like, well, dude, no, what? That's kind of rude to them. So yeah. So I don't talk myself down anymore. Now I'm like, nah, dude. Regardless of how I truly feel about it, at the end of the day, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh. You know I'm trusting. I give her saying though she hates Drake, but yeah. And Skyer says there's probably a better term out there. Yeah, that's why I think there is. But we'll find it one day. True. Pancorn got those mini tacos from Costco. Hey, that's what's up. Are they good? I've looked at them, but I don't know. I've always been like, nah, I feel like I can make them better. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I can make them better. But I guess that's maybe not necessarily the point. But yeah, because essentially, I think they kind of like upcharge you on a. Ooh. Oh yeah, it's a pound. I'll do this. I feel like they upcharge you on just the fact that they were like prepped it for you. But I'm kind of like, oh, Panko, let me know. Should I buy them? But Zaku says, I was in art class one time and some dude mad dogged me from his chair because we were having a debate about Piss Christ. I told Fu, just because you're offended by it and you don't like it doesn't mean that it didn't take some effort to do. Might be offensive to you, but it's still art. And that Fu was heated. Yeah, I feel that. I 100% feel that. Because some people like love to just like shit on stuff. It's like, bro, somebody likes it. You know what I mean? Somebody likes it, and someone actually really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Like joke music, I feel like we gotta put some more respect on joke music, because like, why can't humor be an emotion that music captures? Why does it always have to be like a lower form or like, that's dumb? It's like, nah, man. Move by Doja Cat kind of bangs. And that's all there is to it, really. You know what I mean? The song kind of bangs. Even though it's really silly, it's kind of a joke. Kind of bangs, dude. So yeah, but I feel you on that, Zaku. Pancorn says, that mentality that I need to give myself the same grace I give other people and vice versa is really nice. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Heck yeah, Pancorn. And they aren't that good, mini tacos. They're very easy though. I feel that, man. Okay, cool. Okay, thanks for the heads up. Yeah, because I was like, what if they are good though? But yeah, I'm glad. Thanks for confirming that. Oh, that they're not good. My suspicions were correct. But yeah, but I bet the convenience is nice though. The Costco tamales are pretty dank. I'm not gonna lie. But again, it's not like, It's more convenient, but it's not too bad. You know, yeah. I've definitely, most tamales I've eaten are better, but aren't bad. I don't know. I give you my stuff. You might be getting what I'm saying, but yeah. Anyways, Rosa says joke music is underrated. I agree. I 100% agree. I wish we could make more of it and have it be taken as serious as like all other music. And Skyler says we still need a successor to Weird Al now there's not releasing music albums anymore. I know, right? Yeah. I know Weird Al retired. That's wild. That's a little bit of a bummer. Yeah, I remember that he like released that video where he's like, "Hey, that's my account. How much money I made from Spotify on like 1 million streams, and he told me $10. So thanks for the sandwich, I guess." I was like, "Dang, Weird Al." I was like, "What was your record deal where you only got $10 for 1 million streams? Some fishy's going on with you, Weird Al. I don't know what's going on, but this video is still pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie." That's enough for a sandwich. But yeah, my favorite Weird Al story. I don't know if this was an interview or something, but I guess there's a story where like Weird Al, because he made joke music, you know, on this exact point, Roses and Skyer, he said that he got invited to like a Hollywood party, and like he always kind of avoided it because he thought like, you know, artists always like some artists really didn't like Weird Al, that he was just essentially like making parodies of their songs that they were very serious. Oh, how dare you make fun of my art by making these silly, you know what I mean? So like some people like really did not like him. So he tended to like kind of stay away from the Hollywood world because he didn't want to like get into like a fight with anyone. But then I guess for the first time, he went to a Hollywood party. He was like, I guess I'll go. We'll see what happens. And he said as soon as he walked in, Paul McCartney from the Beatles stopped what he, like everyone, as soon as he walked in, everyone stopped what they were doing. And then Paul McCartney from the Beatles in the back was like, "Holy shit, is that Weird Al?" Paul McCartney from the Beatles was like, "Oh, Weird Al, oh my God." You know what I mean? So it was just like hella funny. Was starstruck by Weird Al. So yeah. And Rosa says, or music with some humorous wording behind it, like, you know, just music that can be serious, but just like something humorous about it. What's it called? But just, you know, the creativity it takes to be funny in music. Exactly, yeah. Rosa says Lamau, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Like, I like songs that are like, you know, really good, serious, but then, I don't know. As you know, Roses, we were talking about last time, is that like, I'll have like a bunch of like unhinged, cursed intros in some of my music. Or like the song would be like super serious, and at the very end, it's just like a random meme. You know what I mean? I agree. I love doing stuff like that too. And Skyer says he still makes stuff occasionally, if I recall correctly, but not whole albums. Yeah, okay. For sure. Yeah, I haven't heard a Weird Al song in a while, but I remember like being 11, bumping White and Nerdy, dude. Just bumping it, dude. So yeah. Capricorn says, I got FL Studio license for my birthday like 2 years ago, and I kind of fell off of it really quick, but I like to come back to it sometimes. I feel it, yeah. That's cool, dude. Yeah, that's the thing is, music for me, like before I started taking it like super serious, it was like a very much like a, I would just get in a mood sometimes where I would just like spend like 3 months like making a bunch of stuff, and I like slow down, like just put it away and pick it back up. So yeah, man, you know, take your time. Yeah, you don't have to like necessarily like just lock in on music all the time. Things can come and go. That's life. But Rosa says, Weird Al got a legend to be a fanboy. Exactly. So yeah. Weird Al is just that guy. I know, right? Yeah. Weird Al really is that guy, dude. And I'm gonna just bring up Insane Clown Posse. Yeah, dude. The thing is that like that's like juggalo culture, dude. That's like a for real thing. Like people like ride or die being a juggalo, dude. So it is like kind of funny, but it's also the same. But that's actually them, though. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being a furry, dude. You know what I mean? Like choose your path: juggalo or furry. You know what I mean? Like that was that generation's furries, dude. But ain't nothing wrong with it though. Some people just, you know, they were born to be juggalos, dude, and that's what it is. Yeah, I think I had a friend that was like a big Insane Clown Posse fan, but I forgot who it was. I think they also rode dirt bikes. You know what I mean? Like they were like the exact kind of guy that would enjoy Insane Clown Posse. If that helps at all, if that means anything. Okay, I'm running out of stickers of me. So yeah. But here, let me open this up. What's that I want to bring up? Oh my god. Oh my god. Trying to look at. There we go. Got too much stuff on my desk. Ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da. Oh, I was watching you know, Zaku's talking about being yourself. I was learning about you know, like again, going back to, I've been watching lots of just like random esoteric philosophical stuff, and so one of them was about like fixed stars, so like, you know, stars that are just like, they don't ever move in the sky. And one's called Procyon, and like kind of like the Greek mythology around that one. But it was so nice, like the lady that was teaching it was just like, she was like someone's grandma, dude. And you know, it was kind of like Bob Ross, except for like, she's like a star lady, you know what I mean? She was like, oh, you know, like Procyon is like, they call it the little dog star, and every time she'd say that, she'd go, ruff, ruff. Like in this YouTube video, she was like, Procyon, little dog star, ruff, ruff. I got 2 little dogs. I got 2 little corgis. Their names are this. Anyways, you know, it was like so adorable. I was like, dude, I'm trying to hang out with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when can we kick it, dude? Because I don't got any friends doing stuff like that these days. I need more friends that bark whenever they talk about little dog stars. That's the type of shit I'm on lately. Speaking of type shit, what's funny is you know, like when people make fun of like not like Gen Z, but like younger people when they talk, like, bro, they just say type shit all the time. I literally was at the skate park, and this one guy, swear to God, said type shit like 10 times in one sentence. He was like, yeah, bro, so like he hit a kickflip type shit, and then he had on Lakai type shits, and he got some new trucks, and there were some venture type shits, and then he texted me on Instagram on some type shit. I was like, what did you just say? I swear it happened. And Zaku says, I don't care if you like Insane Clown Posses or not, but their live shows are the most insane thing ever. Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. One thing I'll never forget is, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever forget it, but I remember seeing an interview sometime that like, I just kind of experienced this. Like, I've been to some shows that like I did not expect to like it, but like you can not like a music, and then just they could be amazing performers. I heard that like Justin Bieber back on her, like their, you know, young prime days, that they put on like a crazy good show, and I'm like, dang, I regret not being able to. I mean, not that I don't regret it, but you know what I mean. Like I was like, dude, I wish I could have saw Justin Bieber when he was still putting on like crazy. Like people would be like, yeah, like, you know, I took my like niece to a Justin Bieber show, and I was like, dang, like this show was kind of sick. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Insane Clown Posse had some like wild shows back in the day. That Skyr says that's some type shit. That's what I'm saying, dude. He was on some type shit. The video says just be saying say it at that point, lol. Well, the thing is that like they were just excited about what they were talking about. So I don't think they were like trying to be funny. They were just like excited about the moment. They're like, oh bro, he hit like the kickflip type of shit, and then DM me on Instagram type of shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I was like, this is hilarious. And Rosa says, there are times when I had no clue what someone was saying over use of those kind of words, Lamau. Yeah, no, sometimes it can get a little wild. But it's just funny because it was like almost as if he was like, I watch the streamer Atriarch. I like watch their YouTube channel a lot, and like they'll do that sometimes, is that like just to be funny, they'll be like, yeah, so like on some marketing type shit, they like launched this new soda brand type shit, and he'll do that to be funny. And I was like, dude, he's like actually doing the thing. Like a good example of it is that me and my buddy Corey's been here a couple times in the chat. When we used to skate together, sometimes it'd be funny. We'd be like, bro, like, yeah, you did the tail slide on the thing, yeah, like just to like make fun of like, because we skate all the time, so we were like making fun of ourselves. We were like, yeah, I hit the 50-50 on the tail slide, and then I was like, whoa. So yeah, but then when I moved to San Jose, I met someone that was like actually how they talked 24/7. He'd be like, yeah, dude, I gotta go to the Whole Foods and get the thing. So then I took my girlfriend to the, and I'm like, dude, you actually talk like that? That's crazy. So yeah. But they were like the nicest guy. And to be fair, like they skated like they were still in the 80s, and they could skate some big ass bowls, like 20-foot bowl. I was like, yeah, you kind of deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, you've earned the right to talk like that, dude. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But as Zaku says, old school Bieber was dope. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I missed out. Like, one thing I'm super thankful, speaking of, like, older bands, because, like, I guess what also, like, really hit at that for me is that I remember in, like early high school, I liked Linkin Park, but I wasn't like oh my god, I love Linkin Park, you know what I mean? But I ended up going to like a music festival that my buddy's parents took me to, like when I was like, I think it was like 13, 14, and Linkin Park was playing, and I was like, I like some of the Linkin Park songs, and there's no other bands playing right now, like, yo, Kevin, you try to see Linkin Park? And he was like, I mean, I guess. And I swear that was like, to this day, one of the best shows I've ever seen in my entire life. To this day. I was like, yo, Linkin Park puts on a crazy show. And like, Chester, like the lead singer, was still alive. So the crawling in my skin. I was like, yo, like, he's really doing it right now. You know what I mean? Type shit. This is some Linkin Park type shit right here, dude. I'm gonna be funny. But yeah, no, I mean, it was actually a really good show. So like since that day, I've been like, I want to go to more shows where like, I don't necessarily like the music, but like maybe you just got to hear it live for it to make sense. And I heard Justin Bieber was one of them. Like, have y'all ever gone to like an old soul show? Like, have you seen like, I don't know, like Charlie Murphy, or it's not Charlie Murphy, Charlie Wilson, dude, I'm sorry. Like Charlie Wilson, like you can go see like the Isley Brothers, like any of like the older bands, dude, they put on crazy shows, especially like the music wise and stuff. Because if you think about it, they've been doing it since like they're like 20, so they're like 60 now. Like you've been doing it for 40 years, dude. So they know how to put on a hella good show. So yeah, it's just, I don't know. When you go to a bunch of shows, you start to like recognize like, oh shit, like these guys actually know what they're doing. So I don't know. I still want to see Justin Bieber to this day, because I bet if I were to go to Justin Bieber show, like, dude, he's been doing this since he was like 12, dude. You know what I mean? He's probably cracked playing live shows. Type shit. But yeah. But anyways, what's on bring up? I'm rambling. Yeah, I listened to Dancing Am last night. I like a few songs. It was really cool. So wait, do you know the I was trying to show this to my buddy Trey. Maybe you'll, I mean, not to sing you out some video, but what's it called? Do you know the song that's like BB Belt, BB Belt, BB Belt? I was trying to show that to my buddy Trey the other day and I couldn't find it. It was like on SoundCloud. My buddy Newport tried to put me onto it. Cause well, let me, what's talking? I'm gonna Zaku says, I'm going to some type shit tonight. I'm kidding. He just said, I'm going to some shit tonight that I gotta invite you for the sake of doing a 10-minute walk away from the venue. Okay, cool. Well, dude, hey, have fun doing that, man. Thanks for stopping by, Zaku. You know, enjoy the thing you're doing. Always appreciate you stopping by, hanging out. But yeah, the BB Belt song. The reason why is because Newport. You know, I think they were in the stream a few times ago, but back when I lived in LA still, like Newport's like a huge, like they love fashion. In fact, last time I actually hung out with Newport in IRL recently. I forgot to even bring that up. Yeah, Newport and I were hanging out the other day. It was funny too because like Newport was like also kind of like on like a whole like, bro, I've been learning about Greek philosophy lately, and I was like, hey, me too, surprisingly. That's random. You also got into that. But anyways, yeah. So like we for real like went out to like a big mall, and we just like, you know, went to Newport since they're like such a big fashion person. They like to go to like all these like, you know, specialty streetwear shops where like you can like, they like essentially like sell super fancy clothes, and like Newport's like, bro, you can try it on. Like I went to the Balenciaga store with Newport, and like they just like window shopping, and I was like, this is, I don't know, I just instantly feel like I don't feel like I belong here. Yeah, like as soon as I walked in. But it's cool. The Newport's just like, bro, look at this like $1,000 belt, and I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, it was a really fun new experience. But anyways, because Newport's like a big fashion person, last time they visited me in LA, they were like, bro, I gotta get this BB belt, bro. Please drive me to Hollywood so I can buy this BB belt. So yeah. But there's a song called where it's just like a rapper going like, BB belt, BB belt, BB belt. I was trying to find it, I just couldn't find it. I'll have to I was hoping one of us here might know what I'm referring to, but I'll find it and I'll share it when I find it. But CH Drake, damn! I went to one of those in Vegas, felt so weird. Yeah, especially because the one that was over by here, they had a dude that like looked like he was from like the video game Hitman, because he was like bald, wearing a suit, and just guarded the door. And I was like, what? Like, why? You know what I mean? And like all the, like the receptionist people were just all like, they were all in suits. And I was like, this is weird, dude. So yeah. And a CH Drake, Lamau, I just bought a BB belt. Hey, what's up? Okay, cool. But yeah, hanging out with Newport was cool. The one thing that was like really, really cool is CH Drake real quick. I actually really enjoy it. The belt, the BB belt, it's super nice, only like $200. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think the Newport one Newport was trying to get was like around the same price, because like they got it used, so it would have been like cheaper, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's cool, dude. But yeah, when I was hanging out with Newport at the mall thing, we went to this one store, and one thing I got into for a little bit too is I was trying, because I have a lot of friends that are really into fashion, and I found out there's a YouTube channel called Breaducation, where they just like break down why certain fashion designers are like, as you know, why people respect them so much. Because I was like, I don't get it, dude. Honestly, a lot of times for fashion stuff, for like a hot second, I was like, I don't ever really get it. But I feel like I've always been fashionable. Like you won't ever see me wearing Skechers, but at the same time, I'm not like I have some like, bro, I got the Virgil Abloh, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to get more into it and learn about it. I guess that period of time. And out of all like the videos about like famous fashion designers and like why they're as cool as people respect them to be, my favorite was like Rick Owen. And I got to finally see a pair of Rick Owens, and I was like, oh shit. But it's funny, I was talking to Trey about it, and Trey was like, bro, Rick Owens are ugly. And I was like, what? And he was like, dude, it looks like, it look dumb. Like they look worn, torn up, and like they use a lot of like shoelaces, so he's like, and they look just stupid. And I'm like, bro, they look kind of sick though, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? He's like, no. So I got to see some in person, and like it was I was torn, because I was like, yo, these look so cool, but like maybe Trey's right, because he's also kind of look dumb. You know what I mean? Like to finally see him in person. But yeah, I don't know. But Roses says, that sounds so fancy, I feel intimidated to be there. I get that way too, Roses. Whenever I go somewhere that's like too fancy, I'm like, ugh. Ugh. You know what I mean? I'm like, get me out of here. I'm trying to chill. So yeah. Yeah, one of these, if I ever have like ridiculous money where I have, you know what I mean? Where I feel like I need to buy something really, I don't know. If ever, I don't know. Not that I don't even want to be to a point where I have ridiculous money to buy Rick Owens, but if I do, I think that's the only fashion thing I'd probably buy is like a pair of Rick Owens, just to be like, more because I like watched a documentary about his whole career and I was like, wow, I see how his stuff developed. I respect it, you know what I mean? So yeah. But GH Drake says, a lot of the fashion is so drawn out. Like, why am I buying a shoe worn through an apocalypse for $1,500? That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. Some of it, like the high fashion stuff, it's just like, it's ridiculous. But I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, I should have at least put the Rick Owens on. Because one argument I've heard, Cream was here earlier. Cream was like, likes high fashion stuff, but the way they describe it is like, one, it's for like some people do it for the status, like just for the status symbol. But Cream made a good point that he ended up having some like really expensive sweatpants he was telling me about. It was like funny because I mean, I hope Cream doesn't, if this, I hope he doesn't mind me telling the story, but I remember once they got in trouble at work because they showed up to like a big client meeting with sweatpants, and his boss was like, hey man, let me start over. But yeah, I had a buddy who was like works in tech, and they had a bit of money and they started buying really fancy clothes because they like really, you know, like treat yourself, you know what I mean? And they got in trouble because they came to like a really big like work client meeting with like this huge, like, you know, I think it was like hundreds of $1,000s client contract they had. And his boss was like, hey man, don't meet with the client in sweatpants, it's kind of rude. And then he was like, I'll have you know, these sweatpants cost like $2,000. Like it was like some ridiculous amount of money. And like one was because like treat yourself, but also two, he was like, you know, like sometimes you buy something and it's like, you know, like the really good quality stuff, but like if you want like, you know, if you want 90% of like perfect quality, you'll pay like a reasonable but high price. But if you want that last 10% of like literally perfect, like that's where you get the $1,500 shoes. Because it's like, yeah, you get really nice shoes for like 200, like really nice shoes for like $200-300. But you know, I mean, if you want like the most perfect shoe ever, it's like you're paying for that last 10%, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, that's how they saw it too. But I should have put the Rick Owens on because now I don't know if that's true or not for myself, but that's what I've heard. Yeah, I mean, anyways. But yeah. Rosa says, even though I got carried away with buying merch, I realized I wouldn't know what to do with the money if I was rich besides having a good house over how I feel about big brands. Exactly, Rosa. Similar. Because I wasn't, even when I was working in tech, I wasn't like making like, oh my God, I'm a millionaire, I take showers and money. I mean, but I was like making very comfortable money. I was able to support myself, my family and stuff like that. So I was like, hell yeah. After I bought like a bunch of retro, I literally stopped buying stuff for myself at some point because I was like, okay, I'm buying like the collector's edition of Scott Pilgrim unopened because I never had the chance to play it. So I just ended up just keeping money in like a bank account for like a rainy day fund to help out my mom and stuff. Because yeah, I very quickly found the ceiling of like stuff that I want. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, I grew up like kind of low income. So to me that was like, bro, a Dreamcast? That's crazy, you got a Dreamcast. Like and all, but in terms of like making good money, like that's like, okay. You know what I mean? It's like a fancy dinner. Okay, yeah. Buy the Dreamcast. So yeah, you know what I'm trying to say? Like a PS5 is expensive, but like if you're making good money, it's like, what's a PS5? Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. So, but because my taste in like what I wanted in life was always like, I guess middle class things, I guess to say, for lack of better words. When I got there, I was like, oh, okay, well, I already have everything I want now. I don't know. I never even imagined a world in which I own $2,000 sweatpants. So like, yeah. Oh, and to be fair too, because I mentioned Cream, I kind of retold the story just so I have like a video to like share later. But Cream also, the reason why they spent so much is because it was like, I hope I'm not doxing them, but like, you know, they're from Egypt, so they wanted like from Egypt sustainably sourced cotton to like support like the merchandise place back home that he like grew up in. You know what I mean? So it was like also that layer. So it was like status, amazing quality, and it supports like, you know, his home country. Like I think it was like in his neighborhood even. But yeah. So yeah. So it was like multiple layers of like ethical status. You know what I'm trying to say. Cream's not in case anyone sees Cream on the street, like he's not the kind of guy to be like, let me flex on you real quick. Like that's not them at all, but yeah. Let me flex these sweatpants on you real quick. But yeah. But Chase Drake, I enjoy fashion. I'd say cheap drip is the best drip. I have some dumb expensive items because that's the only way to get. I'll match with that $40 item. Yeah, I feel like you want that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it ends up being funny because we'll have like, oh, I got like a $3,000 shirt on, but my shoes cost $10 from Walmart. Because you put all your eggs in that one basket. Yeah, yeah, fashion's funny, dude. And Chase Drake, $2,000. Yeah, well, now they're fancy sweatpants. To be fair, I don't remember if they were 2,000. I remember it was like for sweatpants, it was a ridiculous. Like I remember what cream. It might have been like $600-800. I just remember thinking like, bro, you could have bought 2 Xboxes for that. Those sweatpants, you know what I mean? So I remember just thinking like, whoa. But at the same time, I was like, I know he's all right though. You know, he's making good money, so like, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. You know? But yeah, and he was like, he was also supporting his family at the time, so it's not like he was just being dumb. Kareem is like the coolest person ever. But yeah, anyways. CH Drake says, I try to go for quality. You're saying facts. Okay, about like the last 10% when you're paying for these mega expensive. Yeah, exactly. What's funny though is I heard it's opposite for women though, because I heard that's like the more you spend, the more uncomfortable it is. Like in a really funny way. So yeah. But for dudes, like I've heard like the more expensive you go, like the more and more comfortable it gets. Right? At some point you feel like you're just like walking around in pajamas, even though it looks like fancy daytime clothes, if that makes sense. So yeah. CH Drake, the most expensive thing I got, I think, is $1,800 jeans. Whoa! They're ball and biker jeans. I would trust my life in them. Yeah, so, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense though, because like, you know, they're meant to like, for you to fall off a motorcycle at 60 miles per hour. That you kind of want to spend that much money on them. Because like, that could literally be the difference between like having skin on your legs or not. You know what I mean? That's something worth investing in. Especially because like if you think about it, like, you know, a car is like $20,000, but a motorcycle is like half that price, so you end up spending the money on like the protective gear anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're to compare it just to buying like your average car, it would make sense. Things we do for love. Rosa says, it's nothing against anyone who buys big brand stuff, but I got trust issues with them also. It's the reason why I'd be content with what I got if I was rich. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, sometimes too, because, yeah, to your point, like, even though they're big brands, sometimes they can still be kind of goofy. And sometimes they do be doing, like, really unethical things, so it's kind of like, you know what I mean? But yeah. But I see where you're coming from, Moses. I know you're just like, kind of like, I got no issue with nobody, but yeah. I in general though, I do try to avoid big brand as well. Oh, you said to hydrate and stretch. Cool. Let me take this, and I got you. Thank you, Roses. I appreciate the reminders to hydrate and stretch. Oh, I forgot to. Wait, I had to reopen it. Let me. Let's go to Kyle. Shouts out to Kyle, dude. Only for love. Yes. Ugh. I'm stretching first. But yeah, I mean, I could show y'all my most expensive fashion thing. I think I already told you. My bad if this is like I'm talking in circles at this point. But dude, it's my window sweater, dude. I think last time I checked on eBay, this is a $600 sweater. But I bought it for like $80 because I got it when what ended up happening is like one year Microsoft did like a whole like retro Windows logo Christmas sweater, and like this one instantly sold out. And then they were like, oh, you know, pre-order when we do a restock. And I was like, well, Christmas ain't gonna stop happening. You know what I mean? So I bought it anyways. And then yeah, if you go on eBay, I think these like, you know, mine's all kind of ripped. I think there's a hole in here because I worn it every year. Like I like live in this sweater during Christmas time. There's a hole in it somewhere. But yeah, but if you go on eBay to get this like, you know, in good quality, I think it's like $600. Which honestly, it's kind of the drip though, because every time I go anywhere and I wear the sweater, someone's always like, yo, that's a nice sweater, dude. That's so sick. Everyone's always talking like, yeah. I've even had like people who are like dripped out and Rick Owens be like, yo, it's a sick sweater. And I was like, oh, I got the props from like an actual fashion person. That's crazy. So yeah. Appreciate Rick. What? Made. Rose says that's amazing. Thank you, yeah. Yeah, this is my only fashionable piece I own. And I guess my own clothes. That's what I want to try to get though. Even talking about all this fashion stuff, I kind of just want to get to the point where I'm wearing my own clothes all the time. Yeah, if I were to, how much is it on eBay these days? Last time I checked, it was like, whoa. Yeah, medium Microsoft Windows 95 ugly sweater Christmas holiday Xmas jumper, $579 or best offer with 11 watchers right now. So if I ever need to buy some more free CDs, I might have to let go of the sweater. If things get real bad, I'm gonna be like, well, gotta let go of the sweater. Oh, well, to be fair though, the last couple of them sold for $200. So I think that one person was asking for a wild price, but if you go to eBay and sort by recently sold, it's about $200, $150 to $200. But still, hey, not bad. Rosa says, idea for the future, Groovy Kaiju sweater, even an ugly sweater for the holidays. I love that. Future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look into Christmas sweaters for Groovy Kaiju. Because I would be super down to have a Groovy Kaiju Christmas sweater. Especially because the logo, the way it is, it would just like kind of fit. Thank you, Roses. And Shadrix, no, don't sell it. You gotta pass it down. Skyr says, my best offer, $5, take it or leave it, Lamau. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely don't want to sell it. If the only reason I'd ever sell is if I was like, I gotta eat food this month, please. I need food. I'm hungry. I have to be like down bad. But yeah. But it's also just super mega comfortable, dude. I love that sweater. And Skyr, $5, yeah. But a Shade Drake's Fax Roses, second 100. Cool, sick. I'm glad to hear that you both are into the Christmas sweater. I wonder if where you can get them made. I'm sure there's some company out there that's like, oh, we make Christmas sweaters for your company. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they can figure that out. And D, the creator, the CRT effect looks super, super dope. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I think it's an OBS plugin called Retro Effects. But I mostly did it because like I pack orders on stream and please don't try this, but I quadruple checked it, but you shouldn't be able to read anything in the room. Like you shouldn't be able to read what this says and stuff like that if you zoom in, because the CRT effect all the scan lines, when you start zooming in, you'll see all the little like black bars over everything. And because I'm like, putting people's shipping labels on here, I didn't want people to be like, let me like dox this person. So yeah, but it also fits because we're all retro nostalgic. So yeah, it all makes sense, but it's also very practical. So yeah, but thank you, D. I appreciate it. How's your Tuesday going, dude? Oh yeah. Yeah. Reducation's a pretty sick YouTube channel though. I liked it a lot. And then I guess since I'm already on it this time around, since I'm already being myself this time around because of Zaku, one thing is, I think I mentioned before that me and Ariana Grande got the same star stuff, the same astrology stuff going on. So I'm currently in my year when I went to college. So I was like, what happened to Ariana Grande relative to me when I went to college in terms of like how old we were? And when I went to college, it was when I was, I guess, 18. When Ariana Grande was 18, it was when she had like the viral video where she like licked the donut. You know what I mean? She's like at some like donut shop and she just like licked it, which is kind of like ew, that's gross. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? But it was just funny. I was like, oh, I'm in my donut licking era right now, pretty much. It was kind of funny. Like when I was in college, Ariana Grande was licking donuts. It's crazy. And it was also cool too, like the next for like Instagram stuff. I mean, so switching gears back to music stuff. For Instagram, licking donut EP. She hates Drake, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But I rewatched it because it was on TMZ. I rewatched the video. It is just a really like weird video. It's like, huh? Why did you do that? So yeah. But switching gears to music stuff. One thing's been nice is that I try to like when I upload like songs to my like YouTube channel, just to like avoid copyright stuff, I tend to use like not open source, that's not the right word, like royalty free like footage and stuff like that. But for Instagram, like Instagram don't really care. So I'll usually use like game trailers and stuff. And what's been really cool is I realized like using opening cutscenes is really fun. And for some weird reason, I have one last Aviscerall song coming out before then I'm gonna like lock all like no more songs coming out until Must Save 1 drops. But the opening to Dragon Quest X fits my new like lo-fi beat super good. So I completely forgot I even chose that. And when I went to go like do some of the video editing for it earlier like last week, I was like, oh huh, yeah, this does fit really well. So yeah, in like a couple of weeks I'm gonna drop that. Oh, and Logan left already, but what was cool too is I forgot what I was trying to do recently, but I remember like for a hot second like a video went viral in the tech scene because someone was like, why aren't more websites built like the Super Mario like UI? Like you know when you like complete a level in Mario, or you're like like in Mario, like for example Mario Kart 7, like how like the background's always like a scrolling like logo background of all like the Mario like fake car brands and stuff like that. And like it's just like good looking like page, and it's like why didn't like websites look like that? You know what I mean? Like just like really cool like scrolling backgrounds where it looks like a video game. I don't know. So I was doing some other video editing on something, and I was like, I want to make something that looks like a Mario level. So I was doing that too. It was really fun. I think I was trying to make a what's it called? Because what's it called? Destroy Monsters. New Game Plus, how the background's like a checkerboard? I wanted the checkerboard to be scrolling for like that's what I was making. I was making the full album. Not like I have like YouTube videos where it's just the full album. You can like skip through in the chapters and stuff. So I wanted the whole thing to be like scrolling. So I have like it's pretty cool. I'm kind of like, hey, heck yeah. Nah, you gotta find the little things to make it fun. Was that, oh my god, that sounds like something of the past. Yeah, exactly. Like the parallax scrolling and all that, yeah. It's like, oh wow. So yeah, I was like rewatching now, like how do you make a good Mario UI? Or like a design something look like a Mario UI? Oh! Someone earlier mentioned Dax. I'm sorry, I just realized. I think they were referring to like the Dax Kendrick Lamar thing. Yeah, someone sent me in the Kaiju Club like, yo, listen to this Dax Kendrick Lamar remix. And I remember like I just checked and I was like, oh yeah, I did listen to that. But I didn't realize they were talking about like the rapper Dax. But yeah. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, other than that, what was cool too was I think I mentioned it before, but a few streams ago, but I was watching like someone asked me what my favorite like song breakdown ever was, and it's like there's a YouTube channel called Beat Breakdown where they broke down how Clans Casino made I'm God. But in the process of doing that, I found a saxophone cover of I'm God by Clan Casino. And it's just super wild to hear the song like doo 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 doo, like on a saxophone. I was like, dang, I never thought you could do that on a saxophone. So yeah. Thank you, Kyle. And another thing I forgot to mention too is when I was at the gym earlier, there's been like a grasshopper inside of my like apartment gym for like the past like couple weeks now. And normally it just kind of sits in the corner, but this time it was like on top of the, like right next to the weights. And I was like, oh no, man, I can't have a grasshopper jump on me. I'm gonna freak out. So I got one of like, there was like a squishy medicine ball. And I was like, I'll just kick it towards it and it'll like fly away, you know what I mean? And like I kicked it once and it like jumped away. And I was like, okay, it's almost away from me. Let me just kick it one more time. I kicked it one more time so I get to jump away again. And it was like the grasshopper was right here and the ball like slowly rolled to it. And since it was a little like deflated, it just kind of like, it just like sat on top of the grasshopper. He didn't jump. He just let it happen. And I was like, oh. So I was like, okay. So I grabbed my weights, did my workout, put the weights back. And then at some point I was like, I don't want to like suffocate the grasshopper. That's crazy. So I like kicked it back over it and then it just jumped away after that. I was like, okay. But yeah, I just accepted its fate of the slow boulder. But thankfully I didn't like suffocate it or anything. It was just kind of like, why'd you run? But yeah. Grasshopper was like, oh, I guess I live here now. What else did I want to bring up? Talking about the grasshopper. Oh, Daily Credit, you interrupted Gemini's lift. I know, dude. He was probably just trying to work out too, and I completely messed it up. I don't know. I'll be honest. Like, bugs kind of freak me out, dude. Because when I was a kid, my parents used to like be like, he doesn't like bugs. Let's shove it in his face. And I'm like, ah. So now I have like a trauma when it comes to bugs as an adult. I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. But bugs are cool though. But yeah. But I don't know. These are like, that. So yeah. But Rosa says, a gross story, but we witnessed a parasite come out of a cricket. Oh no, over us having no choice but to kill it. Yeah, that's creepy. Yeah, parasites, oh man. Parasites are like top tier creepy. Like I hate seeing like the videos, they'll show up on Reddit sometimes with people when they get like the praying mantis and they'll put it in the water and like the giant like string parasite will come out of them because like most praying mantis have that parasite in them and they grow to fill the entire body. But like the parasite doesn't like water, so if you put it in the every time I watch that, I'm like, that's so gross, dude. It's even like making my skin crawl right now, just even talking about it. Like, ah. Oh yeah, I gotta get more Groovy the Galaxy CDs. Okay, well I can't pack this till later. Oh dang. Well. Yeah, I have more Groovy the Galaxy CDs coming in pretty soon. I could pick a cricket up, but I'm scared of parasites a lot. Oh yeah, nope. Yeah, I don't blame you. Parasites are mega scary. I'm like, oh hell no. Yeah. Yeah, it's even hard for me to pick up bugs. And D says, poor cricket. I know, yeah. Yeah, I'm always afraid of my cats getting something. But at the same time, my cats are indoor cats, and I'm like, so if they get parasites, I'm gonna have to like sue the company that I buy the food from, because my cats should not be having parasites. Like, what do you mean you put parasites in my cat food? You know what I mean? And my cat's food. Because where else are they gonna get it from? They don't ever go outside. But yeah, I heard of like cats getting like worms and stuff. I'm like, other indoor cats. I'm like, how the heck? That or I'm like fundamentally misunderstanding how that works. But what's been wild about living out here in Arizona is scorpions. My last place had like scorpions. Pretty much. Like every once in a while, I'm like, oh shit. Oh dang! The Holland person that like grabbed something earlier, I thought it was vinyl, but no, they just paid their own price, $50. They're like, bro, I'm trying to support. It's like, yo, thank you, Holland. Wow, yeah. But what's wild though is it kind of freaks me out. But my cats, you know, because they've never seen scorpions before. Like the first scorpions they saw, they were like, "We gotta play with this." So they'll just like, because I have two cats, they'll just like both stand over the scorpion and just like toss it around. And I'm like, dude, no, it's a scorpion, bro. Stop. And but they haven't gotten stung yet. But I've only ever seen like a couple. They're like not that common out here, actually. But I'm like, dude. But also, like, cats have like the best reflexes, like even like better than snakes, right? Like, so cats can like play with snakes and like be completely fine, because like the snake will try to bite and they just can just like matrix hit. You know what I mean? Because they have like the best reflexes in the entire animal kingdom. Rose says, I'm very curious about harmless tarantulas since they're nocturnal. It's rare to see them as well. Yeah, tarantulas I'd kind of be down for. Tarantulas they're kind of sick, I'm not gonna lie. Low-key, I dated someone who had rats for a little bit, like pet rats. Rats, kind of underrated, dude. Rats are kind of cool. They're actually kind of adorable, I'm not gonna lie. But the thing that's like super sad about them is that they only live like 2 years. So it's like you have to just be used to like your pets dying like every other year, which is kind of like brutal. And Rose says, I love rats and mice. Yeah, they're super adorable. And it's funny too, because like the way that they fight is like they just kind of like WWE wrestle each other like all day if you have like multiple rats. So it's kind of funny. Boom, boom. All right, cool. We gotta write a note real quick. But yeah, if y'all don't mind, I think after we pack Holland's order, I think we'll call it here. It's a big order though. I mean, it's not big. It just has a lot in it. But I'm gonna write this note. Probably I don't know. But yeah, I think we'll call it. So maybe like 10 minutes. But hey, D says, bye, Groovy. This is my first time doing live. It was cool. Hey, thank you, dude. Yeah, take it easy, D. Thanks for stopping by, and glad you had a good time just hanging out in the studio, you know, packing orders, chilling. So yeah, thank you, D. And Rose says, also hamsters are cute. Yeah, hamsters are super cute. The thing too, owning hamsters, because I have cats and, you know, rats and hamsters and with my cats, thankfully my cats never mess with them. I thought they would be like, hey, playtime. But like, they were always just like, they always kind of left it alone. So I was like, sick. But yeah, hamsters are super cute too. I remember I got bit by mine when I was a kid though. That shit sucks. But I kind of want to get back into fish, dude. Because my mom used to always have aquariums growing up. Like she used to always have an aquarium. And I'm kind of like, dude, fish would be kind of cool. Because like, I don't know, it's just like cool ambiance too. Like it's like really cool. I mean, it's like kind of gross because it's like a living feature that you're just like, but it's sick to look at and it adds ambience to the living room. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I kind of felt like I gotta like. I feel like my mom likes fish. Maybe I was like, maybe I'd be good with fish too. Maybe I could be a good fish parent. Let's see if those genes pass down to me. And I'm writing a quick note to Holland real quick. But Rosa says, I want to own a bird one day. I said a cockatoo to my friend, but that's a lot of work. Yeah, birds are pretty cool too. Yeah, my mom also had birds. My mom had all kinds of pets growing up, now I think about it. But yeah, I don't know if I know a cockatoo in particular. But yeah, birds are sick. And the pigeon sounds nice to have as a pet. What's funny is my dad used to have pigeons. My dad was one of, you know, like Mike Tyson Mysteries, where Mike Tyson was like, oh, my pigeons. Oh, my dad was like that kind of guy. Yeah, I remember going to like, driving to like the middle of nowhere, California, for my dad to buy some pigeons off some dudes. But yeah, my dad used to get the pigeons that did all the tricks and stuff, where, which is kind of funny because like some dive and they like, you know, at the last second save themselves, and it's like a trick they do. You never got like the carrier pigeons. I had another friend that had like carrier pigeons where like, you know, they take the pigeon, you like drive to the middle of nowhere and like they race the pigeons to see who can get back home first. You know what I mean? That's a whole thing. Those kinds of pigeons. My dad had like, but my dad liked the diving, and I called tumblers, where essentially the pigeon is just trained to purposely like, just like tumble through the air and like fall, but then like save itself at the last second, just like the divers. But like they purposely like look like they're gonna fall. But like the funny thing about tumblers is that sometimes they get tuned to the tumble. I mean, it's not funny, it's sad, but they get tuned to tumbling, but they just hit the ground. So it's like, why is that a trick? You know what I mean? But anyways. So yeah, my dad had like divers and tumblers and stuff. But yeah, my dad was like a big pigeon guy. So that was my dad's special interest, was pigeons. You know what I mean? So yeah, he had like a whole pigeon coop in the back. And I remember he had me like, I think my dad had to go somewhere. He had me like take care of them for a little bit, but like a bunch of them got out, and I was like, Dad, your pigeons got out. And he's like, don't worry about it, they'll come back. And I was like, okay, cool. I thought my dad was about to destroy me when he came back home, but he was like, nah, man, you know, they come back. They ain't going nowhere. I was like, okay, cool, thank God. I was so scared. I was like, oh no. My dad's expensive pigeons. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so my mom had fish and my dad had pigeons. But my mom had like birds too. I forgot what kind of birds they were though. But yeah, I think they were just like normal, like PetSmart birds. I don't know how to like describe it any better. Yeah, working at a pet store is probably like super sick too, huh? And Rosa says, lucky moment. I know, yeah. I got super lucky. And at that same house that my dad had the pigeons, dude, my baby brother, one thing I regret in life, like this is gonna be such a random me only thing, but back when I used to skate a lot, I was good at skating and I had really good pop. Like I could do super high ollies. And I remember my baby brother was just the right height, where he was like not a toddler anymore. I think he was like 3, but he was just tall enough that was like, it would have been sick if I could ollie over him. And sometimes he would just be standing there and I'd just be like, bro, I could ollie my little brother, dude, with him standing up. You know what I mean? But he was like a baby. So I don't know. My regret in life is not just ollieing over my baby brother when he wasn't paying attention. That's the one thing I regret in life. Is being like, bro, I ollied my baby brother, dude. But yeah. It depends on the pet store. They're complicated. I feel that, yeah. For sure. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. But then I was also too like, would my mom be pissed if I ollied him just like right now? Like, how mad would my mom be if I ollied him and I missed? And plus, how much of an asshole would I be if, like, as like a 17-year-old young adult, he had like a scar on his forehead for the rest of his life because I tried to ollie over him? You know what I mean? Dude, I just feel like I had to, dude. I had to do it. But yeah, I didn't. I should have though. You avoid drama and damage at least. Exactly, yeah. That's the thing, is that I avoided that, but Roses, what if I did it though? And it landed it, you know what I mean? So yeah. Imagine if you got on video for that. I know, right? Exactly, I could have filmed it, it would have been so cool. But I don't know. That's like one of the things about being a skateboarder, is like you just kind of live your life just looking at stuff like, bro, I could ollie over that. Like, I was at the mall the other day and I'm like, dude, these handrails, this is crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yo, Black Sheep, dude, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing? When you gonna put out a cassette? Dude, I have a bunch, dude. Literally, Black Sheep, I don't know if you can see it on the Instagram, but this whole rack of box, these are all cassettes. So if you want to grab a cassette, dude, thanks for asking. If you want to grab a cassette, in my Instagram bio, you can go to Groovy Kaiju. That'll take you to my Ocean Line store. And yeah, you can, I have like so many cassettes. You can get a whole bundle of cassettes if you wanted, like at a discount and everything. I have a Monster Tape Zero, Destroy All Monsters, New Game Plus Edition, Radical Reptar, and Groovy the Galaxy on cassette. So yeah, feel free to grab one. I'll sign and ship it out to you. Yeah, thanks for asking, dude. But yeah, I got a ton of cassettes. And in fact, if you want the Monster Tape Zero cassette with the free CD thing too, like if you go to the, like with including a free CD, the cassette would still cost money, but the but the CD would be completely free. If you go to the free CD thing in the link, and like when you go to the website, like this, like, hey, just pay your own price for the CD. If you like read the album description, there's a link to get the cassette with the free CD still. So whichever works for you, dude. But yeah, I got a ton of cassettes. In fact, I kind of have too many. I'm not gonna lie to you, so please feel free. Yeah. And I got too many in stock. But yeah. All right. Got that. Black Sheep says, hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, thanks for being down to grab one, dude. I appreciate it for asking. Yeah, my last car was a 96 Acura Integra, dude. And that was super fun. It also had a cassette player. So I feel you, I'm on a cassette, dude. There was a hot second where I was bumping cassettes as well. But my new Scion takes CDs, so. But I still have a pretty fat cassette collection. Boom, boom, boom. We want to stop at Hamlin Newport. Yeah, I saw Rick Owens, went to the Balenciaga store. That was pretty wild. It was cool too, because again, Newport is so fashionable, dude. They got so much drip. Even the employees at the clothing store were like, yo, like, where'd you get that shirt? And Newport was like, oh, you know, I know a guy. And they were like, dang. Yeah, I think they were wearing like, it was like a shirt that was like a bunch of pictures like in the shape of a cross, but like it was all like scenes from Twilight. It was so random. But it, like, if you saw it, you'd be like, yo, that goes pretty hard. And Rosa says, I started drinking water from my bottle again and finally got one of the Groovy Kaiju logo stickers on. Hey! We've been through a lot, so it's cool adding more stickers to the collection. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I gotta put some stickers on this one, but it has all the grooves and stuff, so I don't know how much they would stick. But yeah, now we're twinning. So this is all my stickers, pretty much. But oh yeah, hydrate. I'm sorry. But yeah. Cool. Now we've seen some bubble wrap for this, and then this one is done. Oh, I already printed out their label. That's fine. Let's fix this real quick. Nice moving background. Nature Himbo. Oh, with the Instagram? Yeah. Yeah, I just animated that real quick in OBS. I'm glad you're feeling it, dude. Thank you. Yeah, it's just like the star like design I got made from All Hell Breaks Loops when I did my Groovy Galaxy album. And yeah, I forgot how I did an OBS. But there's like it's actually a video I rendered. But yeah, it's just a video background, and then like OBS does all the funny stuff. But no, I like Space. Space is super cool. Shouts out to Space, dude. Open. Yeah, especially like Space in a. Oh, you play Digimon Story Time Stranger? It had Space in it. Oh, I haven't, but I love Digimon games. Have you ever played? Speaking of Space, shout out to Pear-Shaped Space Lamau. Have you played Digimon World for the PlayStation 1? Digimon World for PlayStation 1 is like, bro, that game goes crazy. Every once in a while, I'll like boot it back up, and I'm like, yo, this game goes so wild. Like, but the only thing that's a bummer is that like as a kid I could never figure it out, and now as an adult, like it's fun to go back and watch like retrospective, because it's like, yeah, you need to actually like have a game facts guide to understand what's even going on, because it's like the game is like the way you like train your Digimon is like so complicated for no reason. So yeah. And Rosa says Space is my favorite thing to see in media. Yeah, same. When it's done well, sometimes I feel like they just add space, add space to stuff. But I like it. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, no. I'm trying to think of a good example of where I was like, man, this is kind of corny. Actually, now I think, but not really. Yeah, now I think about it, not really. Like Space Dandy's sick. Star Wars is sick. I don't know. Yeah, space is cool. Nature Gundam is sick because it's Metal Gear Space. Yeah, you're spitting, dude. Really, though, it is. Perfect. Metal Gear Space. Yeah, that's actually one thing I'm slacking on. I still need to watch what's it called? I got a Blu-ray of Gundam Witch of Mercury for the holidays from a friend. I still need to watch it. It's probably like the next thing I'm gonna be diving into. Because I had to unpack, I didn't have a Blu-ray player, and I was like, wait a minute, I have a PS3, so I technically do have a Blu-ray player. And I was like trying to find it when I was unpacking, and I finally did. I was like, okay, sick. So once I get all hooked up, I'm gonna start watching that. But Black Sheep says, dude, have you heard of Naked Flames? I have not. Should I check it out? What's it about? And Witch of Mercury is good, easy to hop into. Okay, sick. Hell, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, my buddy was like, I think you'll like this. So I'm stoked to get into it. Because like I said, Witch of Mercury in particular is the one you'll probably like. And I was like, okay, sick. But yeah, let me know, Black Sheep, because after I think we're gonna start wrapping things up. I gotta eat some food, man. I'm hungry. About that time, start eating some food. Oh, Naked Flames is an artist? Okay, sick, yeah. Future me, when I rewatch the VOD, look into Naked Flames, like the artist. Cause yeah, they don't sound familiar. I might have heard of them, but yeah. You gotta check them out. Yeah, Black Sheep. So I rewatch all these videos just to make sure like I'm not just like rambling too much. Look, I mean like just so I'm not too, just to make sure I'm not boring, I guess, for lack of better words. But yeah, so I'm gonna rewatch the video, and what I always do is I like dead ass have like a Google Doc, well I guess a Notion, but like Google Doc open where I like actually write down things I said I'm gonna check out, and then like about like every other week or so I'll like go through and like look at everything and be like, oh shit, like yeah, like last stream literally like Zaku said check out this stuff and I did. I was talking about it earlier in the stream, so yeah, dude, I'll check it out for sure. Thank you, Black Sheep, I appreciate it. Yeah, let me write on this package, let me sign it, and I think we'll call it. Thank you. Oh. Dun, 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 dun. Cool. Aries says, love the music, man. Keep being you personality. It's what drew me in for real. Hey, for sure. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for loving the music. Thanks for liking me for who I am. You know what I mean? And for all, it means a lot. And yeah, dude, thanks for being awesome. I appreciate you, Audrey. And Black Sheep says, hell yeah, bro. Enjoy your food. Keep it to go work. I definitely will, dude. And thank you for letting me enjoy my, tell me enjoy the food. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Simply Deo, if you're still here, I put the green beans in the pasta. Not bad. I ain't gonna lie, kind of worked. I'm weird when it comes to green beans though, dude. Like I kind of like green beans because it's good fiber, and like I don't know, I like the earthy yeah. I know it's a little cursed combo of like pasta with like marinara sauce and just green beans inside of that. Actually, kind of not bad. It was like extra fiber for like. I was like, oh. Honestly, I hardly even noticed they were there. Except it like kind of made it a little bit more earthy, which I wanted, because like the pasta, the marinara sauce is so sweet. So yeah. Anyways, but Rosa says, "Oh, nice. I like green beans." Yeah, same. That's like my go-to vegetable. Remember, I'm like, I need more vegetables in my life. I just green beans. So yeah. But with that, I think we'll call it here, y'all. Thanks for hanging out as always. Thank you, Skyer, because I know you're watching. I always say you just throw it out there. Thank you, Black Sheep. Thank you, see ya. Yeah, see, I already knew. See ya, Audrey. See ya, Nature Himbo. See ya, Simply Deo, if you're still watching. And get you around She Hates Drake if you're still here. And who else was we talking to earlier? I don't know. I just go through the chat. I don't know. I feel not that I'm like forgetting. It's just like thankfully some people just pull up all the time that like are regulars, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see them all the time. You know what I mean? But yeah. Who else was talking earlier? King didn't pop by today. I don't know. Either way, if you're watching still, thank you so much. Good night, y'all. See you. Take care, and see you Sunday. Yeah, we'll stream again on Sunday. And yeah, I guess I'll see y'all then. Take it easy. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your night. Catch you around. All right, peace.